were able to make it work when she was over here testing with me earlier, and I can hear the stream. So far so good at least.
Dead like a summer sunset, doing things that I shouldn't, but it helps me reset. I'm fucked up, but it's fine, yeah. Anything to forget that it's all in my head. In my head, my head, my head. In my head, my head, my head. Get out of my head. Get out of my, get out of my head. Get out of my, get out of my head. Get out of my, get out of my head. In my head, my head, my head. In my head, my head, my head. My head don't feel like it used to. I miss my homies, yeah. The thing we had discontinued, but I'm not lonely yet. I don't wanna talk about it anymore. Yeah, I'm drinking cause I'm bored, down by behind locked doors, yo. In my head, my head, my head. In my head, my head, my head. Get out of my head. Get out of my, get out of my head. Get out of my, get out of my head. Get out of my, get out of my head. In my head, my head, my head. In my head, my head, my head. In my head, my head,
broadcast the Esports Tower Rumble in Rocket League. We're broadcasting it from the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. Hello, production! Tonight we get a preview of the upcoming Esports Tower Summer Invitational. 4 teams, all featuring players who will be attending the Esports Tower Summer Invitational in July, square off in some scrims tonight. I'm your host, Artie Nerdy Bird Rain, and joining me on desk to call all the action is Joe Tacky Chigbrow. All right, Joe, so last week we had some very exciting games. What are your thoughts on those overall?
I was really impressed with what I saw. I feel like they didn't get that much of a break between the last grand finals and coming into this new area, this new tournament, but I felt like they had improved so much, and I'd really love seeing the rotations in the midfield kind of come together a little bit more in those bright, shining moments.
That's completely fair. And for everyone that is new here, and even if you are a returner for watching our broadcast, we will give you a quick reminder about how our Esports Tower Rumble for Rocket League actually works out as a whole. It is a 3v3 soccer. It will also be, for today in particular, it's going to be best of 7s, and of course it'll be golden goal overtime. We might have a special event card for this one, but because it's a little different, we may not. I do believe, yes, here it is, 3v3 soccer. Oh, my apologies, best of 5. Single elimination and golden goal sudden death. And as I mentioned earlier, it's going to be 4 teams today, which is a little less than we normally have, but all of them are going to be Esports Tower teams as opposed to having some schools come in. So if you're a school watching, maybe you want to get in contact with Esports Tower in the future, because these are the guys that we'll be seeing in July. It's going to be the Lions, the Barracudas, the Vipers, and the Eagles. So, you know, we're having a return of the Lions and the Vipers, but I do not know if they'll be going up against each other today.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see who plays who, but I mean, there's only 4 teams, but all 4 of them are just monster powerhouse teams. I'm really excited to see what they bring to the table, if they have any adjustments from last week, or if they're just kind of going with their own game plan again.
I mean, Vipers are our slow, cold, and calculated, meticulous team. The Lions are typically the go hard, go fast team. I'm really hoping the Lions have improved on their defensive play, and I hope the Vipers have improved on their aggression just a little bit so they don't have to make up for lost time at the end of a game and, you know, leaving you with a lot of anxiety. And before we jump into these games, of course, we have some quintessential keys of advice coming from the one and only Doc Haskell. Doc's keys to the game in Rocket League are presented by Esports Tower. For today, those keys are create the mistakes, punish the overcommits, play the walls better, and demo in the goal. Score pro advice at esportstower.com, where you can improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. And before we get started with our first match of the day, I'm also going to give keys of advice to all of our viewers on Twitch. Those are support your team, celebrate the successes, and be respectful to the other fans. Mods will remove anyone who violates these chat rules. So, you know, of course, be nice and behave yourselves. Our first game, actually, to my pleasure, possibly your pleasure, is going to be a rematch between the Vipers and the Lions to kick off our summer showcase. Very excited to see how this one shakes out. It's going to set a high bar for the excitement for today overall, because these guys, I feel like, have a grudge match that's been continuing since the spring semester, as the Vipers did win out in our championship series then. Let's see how they stack up against each other in this scrim series.
As you mentioned, this has been an ongoing grudge match between these 2 teams. And overall, it's been very close both times. Right out the gate, some early aggression from the Vipers saved by Potato will ultimately lead to a transition Potato doing on his own.
Very interesting. We have some roster swap outs for our typical Vipers, except we got Cats and Rakes coming in. Wilds is a returner. We've seen them quite a bit. Not so much Cats unless that is one of our other players who have changed their names, very similar to Cat that we've had on the field before. We also, then Rake is a newer face for this roster. Cats tries to get in there to get that pass, but they are getting bumped around off the wall. The baby looking to pop it up over to Potato. Potato barely can't get a nose on it because Cats did pop it up. Potato dumps it down, and Nano shot goes in, and it took just about 40 seconds.
Oh, and maybe
we got a replay. Yes. And I was correct. It is best of 7, so you can see that on our lower right scoreboard. So reverse sweeps are possible. It's a long series. Hopefully everyone has the energy to pull through this entire, is prepared for the entire best of 7, because you always got to go in anticipating that. Ball currently on the back third, the Lions side of the field. Nano grabs it off the ceiling, but Cats snipes it away, sending it to the other side of the field.
The baby looking to change defense. Oh, he pushes it out. An opportunity for Nano here to take a shot. Passes it down. Rake is in the way, so it fly out to the corner. Potato has to play a little bit of defense. Is unable to do anything more. Pass back to Potato from the baby. All the way across the field to Nano, who has to go backwards. Throws it away. Rake will beat him in the corner. Now Rake has a little bit of time, but leaves it for his teammate. The baby will cut off instead. Pass off the back ball, but a missed opportunity for Potato. Now he has to rotate back.
Potato tries to give it to Nano, but Nano gets demoed by Wild, who then pushes it forward, takes the shot, does the rebound. We're going to have another replay here coming up so you can see this demolition. I'm going to count it as actually being in the goal. Oh, it was right before this replay started. Pass to Gababy, who pops it down in the net. Nicely done. Vipers, Lions both tied.
Kickoff in favor of Rotato. Nano will chase it up the wall and lead out Wilds, taking the first pass mid. Cats playing defense, has to be in the way, passes it out to Baby, takes it off the back wall. Wilds gets the touch out, now they have a little bit of time. Rotato slow playing off the wall. Maybe looking for a pass mid, a little bit risky situation here, but Baby will cut him off and save the day. A double commit almost spelled disaster there, but Baby is able to find a way out.
Nano passes it to the wall, slight double commit between Cats and Wild, and it works out in their favor. Rake gets a shot on goal from Wild's pass. We're going to have another opportunity to look at this one. You can see Wilds barely gets it over to Rake. There was an attempt to stop this pinch, but it goes in nonetheless, and now the Vipers are up by 1.
A difficult read altogether, but it will put the Vipers ahead. They were just a little bit more prepared than the Lions in that last play, and now the Lions have to play a lot of that famous offense we know they're so good at. Rake hitting a bump.
Oh.
Baby pushing out. Oh. A little bit of foul play there.
Gotta watch those double commits, keep those communication lines open between players. Double commits can be easily punished, and the Vipers have actually been really focusing on looking to punish teams' mistakes, and so being that obvious with one is not something you want to be doing against the Vipers.
Rotato pushes downfield, Cats off the wall, looking for a touch, unable to get it. Looks. Oh. And looks like we're back. I believe that is Cats now pushing down the side. Gababy will be in the way, however, and now looks for a pass mid. Does get it past Rake, throws it out to Rotato, who'll hit it downfield. Wilds will slow down the play just a little bit longer, maybe get out to a teammate, but does end up transitioning to the other half of the field.
Wilds pushing it forward. It's going to be blocked by Nano, and that shot on goal. Cats goes for the rebound, collision between the defender and offense. Ball now in the corner on the back third line side of the field. Gababy pushing forward. Cats is back in the back post rotation. Doesn't manage to push it forward just a little bit, but can't get it past Nano. Nano off the back wall. Stolen away by Wild. He sends it across the midfield stripe. Cats pushing forward. Ball is too far for Gababy to stop it. Cats, with the assist from Wilds, will find another goal for the Vipers.
Big shot all the way downfield, finds an open opportunity. Maybe a bit of an overcommit from the Lions. I believe that's kind of something that they've had to focus on for a while now. You have to expect it to eventually get better, but the Vipers pounding on it and getting an early lead, which is not usual for them in this matchup.
Lions are a very star-studded team featuring several players who have had amazing performances in the Rumble in the past, but nonetheless, they do still struggle with that overcommitting on goal-scoring opportunities. Got to make sure that if you are pushing up to that midfield, you have the ability to rotate back and are prepared for those large clears that the Vipers are capable of doing. But right now, pushing forward, the Lions find goal number 2 for themselves, only down by 1 with 1 minute and 44 seconds on the clock. You can see Rotato pushing it to Nano. Nano here in the corner has Gababy off that back wall. Gababy in front of Cats. There's nothing the Vipers can do to stop that shot.
Good play all around, just a slight, nice pass and go from the Lions, but now they still have their work cut out for them. They only need to score 1 in 1 minute 44 to force an overtime situation. They're more than capable of it. Rotato is stopped. Gababy will push it downfield anyway. Wilds is in the way, but Gababy beats him anyway. An opportunity here for Nano, takes the shot, and will find the far corner shot, pushing them into a 3-3 even situation.
We are now at the It's Complicated 0-0 between these two teams. There's plenty of Rocket League left in this first match. We'll have to see who is able to pull ahead. Both teams looking for 2 goals here for themselves, 1 to put them in the lead and 1 to have that extra security so that there is no buzzer beater opportunity for a team to tie it up. Cats pushing the ball into the corner off the back wall, collides with Rotato, pushing them off of that possession. Nano, though, there for the Lions, sends it to the mid. Gababy will elevate, but leaves it for Rotato, takes a shot, saved by Cats, sent to the corner.
Shot for Gababy, does get it out mid. Nano will take the extra touch, is unable to do anything more, and Rotato finds a shot, barely saved by Rake. Rake has to double back. Nano misses, so he has a little bit of time. Goes for the solo play here. Dribbles it over 1, unable to do anything else, so Cats will take it from him, looking for the touch off the backboard, and nothing will be made of it.
Wilds goes for the secondary follow-up. It's going to hit that backboard. No one's quite in position to get another shot. Rake hits the top of the crossbar. Wilds has the tertiary shot. Is there a quad attempt? There was by Rake, but just not enough forward momentum. Cats resets it off that back wall. Again, just not enough momentum to push it into a position where someone from their team can help out. At the midfield, Cats, though, sends it back to the back corner here on the Lion side of the field. Off the clear, Cats dunks it down. Nano pops it up in front of the goal. We are now at the 30-second mark as the ball is crossing that midfield stripe into Viper territory.
Gababy off the wall, gets the pinch out mid. Cats passes it mid himself. unable to find a teammate, so Protato will make 50-50. Nano goes for the second 50-50. Wild will win out, goes into the corner, and now Protato and Gababy have their work cut out for them. Oh, a miss from the blue side will open an opportunity for Gababy to push down, but Cats will get the dunk. Pushes it across, no one's there. Nano has to play. Oh, unable to get a good touch. Pass out to Protato will launch it downfield.
We are now with 0 time on the clock. Ball hits the ground, and that is it. We are in overtime. Golden goal opportunity. Who is going to find it first? Or are we going to have an extensively long overtime like we've seen in the past between these two teams? Viper, slow and meticulous. Lions, powerhouses who like to come out swinging. Whose strategy is going to ring true and find the first victory here in this best-of-7 series as the ball is at the midfield. Wilds with possession.
Wilds, tap up. Contested, but unable to get a touch on it. Nano will hit it downfield, get to the first pressure on the play. Rake looking for a touch, that's not going to get it. Potato passes it back to himself off the wall. Maybe he takes a shot here. Nope, leaves it instead. Cats passes it off the wall. Nano leaves it for Wild. Baby will go instead and beat them both. Too slow. Baby is still playing the ball, looking for an opportunity here, and is unable to do anything. Nano off the wall, looks for the pass down, is unable to do anything with it either. Baby now has to slow play, get around Cats. Is unable to do so, and it will go in favor of Blue still as Rake is able to keep possession.
Rake pops it up at the midfield before anyone else can contest it. Potato dunks it down. Wild pops it back up. It's going to go to the back third line side of the field. Saved by Gababy. Ball is still here on line side. Cats pushes it forward. Potato finds the clear, sends it to Gababy. Gababy can't get into the passing lane fast enough though, so it just hits the back wall. Wilds has the clear, crosses the midfield, goes to the back third on the Lions side. Nano can't stop it. Wilds finds that golden goal.
And that first game. Oh, the shot, Nano, unable to be in the way. Yep. Looks like he barely got a touch on it. Just maybe it looked like he was trying to tap it out towards his back corner instead of just pushing it forward. But if he doesn't quite get the perfect touch on that, it's going to go right into the back of his net, and that's exactly what happened. He was playing a little bit with fire that close to the net.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to determine where you really want to be set up. You can see here our fantastic statistics overlay. We have shots on goal, 50-50 boost, 50-50 side control, 51-49. So no one really a true victor on this one as far as, you know, the basic game mechanics and shots on goal. Didn't really seem like the crossbar was anyone's enemy during this game in particular, but it could be in the next one. That fourth man always seems to be a problem. But overall, pretty equally matched considering it was a one-goal game.
Yeah, if anything, it just felt like there was a lot more scrappy play, maybe a lot of getting in each other's way as well as getting in the enemy's way. I like to see the quality of touches improve. It kind of felt like the shots were a little bit mediocre at times, but we'll have to see what they have set up for us next. We are seeing some card changes. Gababy goes for the first touch here, is unable to do anything with it. Potato doesn't get a touch either, so the double commit will be punished by Rake. Wild is now able to do whatever he wants, but does end up leaving it for Gababy, who pressures it anyway, and now Rake beats out Nano.
I'd like to give a shout out to Tacky calling everyone out and saying those are some scrappy shots on goal. Y'all need to improve, but of course, also mentioning that Gababy has made a card change. Most of the team does anyway, but we're going to call it the Gababy Classic of never keeping the same card 2 matches in a row.
I think actually the change this time was on Nano, changing to the, I believe that's the Toyota Racer. I can't remember its exact name, but Nano is the one who switched. Gababy still is using the Octane with those horrifying wheels, I have to say. But overall, we see kind of an even match yet again going into this game too.
Feels like a lot of these clears are just happening without any intent of sending it to someone. It's more like unplanned, just opportunistic clears coming out from most of these teams. Nano, though, has a great possession but loses it in mid-flight. Rake will push it back forward, goes straight to Potato. Again, that's what I'm talking about. Not really looking for an opportunity to make these clears turn into a play. Instead, just trying to find them as best they can. Ball's pushed to the back there, the Viper side of the field. Cats gonna push forward to the mids, challenged by Nano, so the ball gets popped up towards the ceiling. Wild stops Gababy from touching it for just a few moments. Ball popped up here on the back third, the Lions side of the field.
Yeah, and I feel like part of that disconnect and part of those double commits can be attributed to the roster switches on both sides of the field. But it's definitely something they have to be working on at this point, is at least valuing communication being the same throughout all players. And that's something they definitely have to be thinking about going into Game 3, regardless of what happens here. Pass out will go in favor of Potato, who looks for a little bit of time, but ends up leaving it for Nano. Some good pressure overall. Nano looking for a second touch, does get it across. Rake has to make the save, barely does. Cats is following it up now, looking to outplay Potato. Does get it past him. The shot opportunity takes a mediocre shot, and Nano has the easiest save. Wilds off the backboard, unable to do anything more. Potato keeps it up a little bit longer and will save them.
Nano with possession. Cats goes for the challenge but can't get a touch on it. Nano looking to push it down. has a little bit of time to take an opportunity to find someone, but can't quite get to Baby. A double commit from the Vipers players, though, is a slight mistake that Potato capitalizes on. Ball hits that crossbar. Finally, that fourth man comes in clutch for the Vipers. Ball crossing the midfield stripe by Rake, immediately volleyed back towards the mid by Nano. Baby dunks it down, tries to give it to Nano, but the communication and the rotation was just not quite timed.
Cats takes the ball off the orange side. Nano takes a shot. Wilds is not planted on the ground, so he's unable to get in the way. I'm not totally sure what happened. Let's see. Nano takes the shot. Rake is up. Wilds flips. He pre-flips it. Even when the ball is in the air, he miscalculates the distance on that one. Misses completely and will put the Lions ahead.
They're only up by 1, and we've already crossed that midway point. Less than 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock here in game number 2. Let's see if the Vipers are able to gain back that 1 goal they have lost, or is this going to mean, or are they going to stay at that goose egg for the rest of this game number 2 here? Because 2.5 minutes is quite a long time, even for the Lions, to take and score a goal.
Yeah, with the games going as kind of evenly as they have been between these two teams, even in the past, it's going to be hard to have these kind of explosive comebacks that are necessary to turning this game around. Cats will get a touch off the wall. Potato can pass it to Nano, who passes to Baby. The triple pass all the way downfield. Now that is good communication combined with great positioning. A great play. Potato with a bang down to Nano, who sees Baby, hits him up. Almost unsavable. That ball was moving at Mach 10. An excellent play all around. A well-deserved goal from the Lions.
Lions are now sitting in a comfortable position up by 2, meaning so long as they maintain possession, do not let anything more than 1 goal go in for the Vipers, they should be okay. If they let none in, it's even better, and they'll tie up our series thus far. Baby here on the back third with Viper side of the field goes for the challenge to Cats. Nano comes in to help out. They're pushed away by Wilds. They pop up in front of the goal. Baby is there. Rake can't make it. Baby finds goal number 3 for the Lions.
And I think the back post player, Rake, here thought that his teammate was going to get a better touch, but he didn't, so he turned out towards the boost. And because of that, he wasn't able to respond, and Baby was there faster. Just an opportunity, just barely not able to make anything of it. Good 50-50 in front of the net will lead to a goal. And now Baby is looking to extend that lead even further, going off the wall here. Misses the bump on Wilds. The Wilds has a little bit of time, but he does just throw it away. Oh, bump on the Nano will save him a little bit longer, though, but they have to kind of recalculate that.
I'm watching to see if the Lions do their typical overcommitting and getting a little too overzealous here like they tend to. Doesn't matter, though. Potato finds goal number 4. We have 1 minute and 12 seconds on the clock. That's plenty of time to find 4 goals, especially if the Lions start overcommitting and just getting a little too excited and confident in their skill. The Vipers will definitely punish that, but can the Vipers do that is the real question.
Not a great save will lead to a 4th goal for the Lions. And at 1:12, the Vipers have quite a ways to go in terms of getting back to this game. And almost a 5-0 lead, barely saved by Wilds. Nano's up again, gets the tap down.
Ooh.
Oh, almost 5-0, barely saved by the Vipers. Oh, but they just take a bad pass out mid. Potato's waiting for it, waiting for the punish. Baby with the great pass out mid here. Cats just doesn't get quite the right touch. Potato's waiting there to punish. The 5th goal in favor of the Lions. Only 1 minute left. I'm going to say it's fairly unlikely, and at this point, if you're the Vipers, I'm already thinking about, okay, how do I reset my mental? How do I reset my play style? We did well the first time. What are we going to do to make sure that this next game goes in our favor?
Yes, this is definitely GG go next type situation, but it is a best of 7, so it's anyone's game. And if the Lions get this one, we just move to a best of 5. No big deal for the Vipers, since they are very good at keeping level heads throughout the course of these series. Honestly, I really feel like they need to start forcing the mistakes here of the Lions. The Lions have definitely strengthened their defense compared to the past, but they're still showing more strength on offense than they do on defense. They bump into each other a lot on defense. They get a little bit too much of a ball hog personality when on defense. So if the Vipers can start forcing more of those mistakes, they can create opportunities for themselves here.
I think all around from the Vipers, the clears need to step up. 4 goals this game were scored by just mediocre clears into the middle of their field. Something needs to give. If you're going to do that, make sure you're positioning a player to make that next touch. That way there's a challenge in the way. But otherwise, you should be looking to clear into your corners always.
Breakaway plays definitely have been coming in clutch for the Lions here, and not being prepared for it has been a problem. You can see shots on goal heavily favoring the Lions, 75 to 25%. Boost use and side control still relatively even, but that really does come down to what Joe was mentioning, those clears. The Vipers, there's the side control, they would end up getting a cleared, go straight to the mid, immediately volleyed right back by one of the Lions players because they had no one in position or rotation at that midfield to make sure that they were able to capitalize on them. We mentioned it, you just got to be doing things with a purpose and not just doing it willy-nilly, so to speak. But let's see if they can clean that up in game number 3.
Yeah, definitely have lots to look forward to there. And like I said, we're in a best of 5 now. So even though that last game might have felt terrible, there's still so much Rocket League left to play. These are Esports Tower kids. These guys eat best of 5s for breakfast. They've done this for so long now. They're in their element. You've had your couple of warm-up games. Take a deep breath and make sure that we're doing things with intent, and you'll be fine coming into this game 3.
I absolutely adore the words of advice that just came from you on Des. That's the perfect mentality to maintain. It's not GG until that final buzzer goes off, and so let's see if the Vipers are able to swing things back in their favor. Cats here on the defense, pushes it up to Wilds. Wilds was in a great position, but Wilds unfortunately did just pop it up, so Rake has to come forward immediately. They send it to Wilds. Wilds shot on goal. It was hit by one of the Lions players. We'll be able to see that. This is one of those situations where if you were there or if you were not, it really would not have mattered. It looked like it was trying to be a forward flick here by, I think that was Nano. They went straight down and were looking to pop their hood forward, but couldn't find the opportunity to do it right in time. So that's goal number 1 for the Vipers.
It's important to note that 2 players were going for that play rather than relying on the back post. Another grave miscommunication combined with panic positioning all around. A good punish by the Vipers, kind of like what you were talking about, making sure that you're punishing their mistakes, but right out of the gate, Nano working together with, I believe, Protato, find an excellent shot off of their own backboard. Look at this redirect. Oh my goodness.
Beautiful.
Right over Rake's head. Definitely not the angle they were expecting there. A great way to take it to 1-1, and now the Vipers kind of have to work their way back into their lead, but at the same time, so do the Lions.
Ball is here at the midfield. Nano looking to dunk the ball down to Gababy. Rake is going to go for the challenge, but can't get there in time. Wilds now here in the corner. Gababy is going to take their time to push forward, gets a nose on it. Potato will elevate. Cats beats them to that 50-50. He passes it to Rake. Rake now collides with Nano right at the back third of the line side of the field. Gababy with very little pressure. Wilds pushing forward for the challenge, manages to dunk it down past Gababy. Look for the pass to Cats. Ball does get cleared, but Wilds takes out Potato for just a few moments. Nano, though, not phased, pushes the ball, but it ends up going to Wilds. Just a scrappy clear there coming out from the Lions.
Potato, or Gababy hits it downfield. Potato hanging behind, looking for that defensive play. Gababy gets the pass out mid. An opportunity here, but Cats will throw it away. Rake now passing, going back to the back post, so Cats will move up. Nano can contest here. Maybe looks for a flick over one. Is unable to get it. Gababy now has to play defense.
I really do think that Cats is Crazy Cat, one of our returning veterans here for Esports Tower. It's just my hunch. If I'm wrong, Cats, go ahead and correct me in the Twitch chat later. But for now, you're doing a fantastic job. We have the ball here on the back third of the Viper side of the field. Cats looking for an opportunity to find a clear. Leaves it for Wilds. Wilds is challenged by Potato. Is anyone going to be able to find this one off the back wall? Yes, it will be, but that person's going to be Gababy, finding goal number 2 for the Lions and putting them up by 1.
That offensive pressure proving to be too much yet again. Rake getting bumped out of the way. Definitely a good play all around from the Lions. A well-deserved goal, but it's definitely something you have to communicate and be ready for as well. Making sure your peripheral vision to understand that who's coming at you.
Off the kickoff, Vipers have possession. They pop it up off that backboard, looking for just the standard dunk down into net, but unfortunately, Ray couldn't get a nose on it ball, but still here on the back third off an attempted breakaway by the Lions. Gababy goes for the challenge, does manage to win it out, has possession, but Rake quickly flicks that ball away back towards the wall. Potato comes in at the midfield, gets it around one. Can they get it around another? Rake's trying to go in for the challenge, so Potato pops it up to Nano. Nano off the back wall. Will Potato find the shot? They will not, as Wilds collides with them. Cats and Wilds pushing forward.
Risky challenge by Gababy, but he will get the touch on it. Nano misses, so Rake has an opportunity here now. Looks for the pass. Pass Potato, gets past Potato, but Gababy will stand in the way. Nano, panicked, goes for it, misses. Cats looking for the shot off the wall now, maybe for a pass up mid. Ends up going for the solo play, past one. Potato's in the way. Oh, but Rake comes in at the last moment and taps it to the top corner. An excellent shot. That could not be more difficult to save, and a great pass from Cats. Great communication all around, leaving it for his teammate.
That was Absolutely gorgeous. Now, when we are tied 2 aside, you could see that there was 2 people going for that save yet again. Lions not feeling like they're super confident in whomever is playing defense. Always multiple players looking for an opportunity to save that ball, but they're looking for an automatic return on that investment. So now it is a 3-3 tie, anyone's game.
It definitely feels like the fault for both teams so far this series has been defense. Every time that they end up on the offensive end, goals are being scored. Now we're at, I believe, 15 goals in the 16 goals in the entire series in just 3 games, and this one's not even over. So it definitely shows to tell what needs to be worked on between these two teams.
Lions up by 1, 2 minutes, 10 seconds on the clock. Vipers looking to equalize here. Shot on goal is going to be saved by Nano. Ball is still here on the line side of the field. Breakaway stop by Cats, pushing it over towards the side. Cats takes out Nano, who's trying to get possession off the wall. They look for Rake off the back wall pass, but unfortunately Rake is pushed out of the way. Ball at the midfield now. Gababy looking to dunk it down to get it to Potato. Potato's shot is going to go up, saved by Wilds.
Pass from Rake up to Cats, looks for the shot, almost there, but the 4th man is in the way. Two offenders up means an opportunity for Gababy. Pass it out to Nano, takes the shot. Oh, and a grave mistake. The same thing that the Lions have been caught out doing already this game, they now did. A panicked attempt at a shot from the Vipers will find the Lions pushing their lead even further.
Man, overcommitting on a goal-scoring opportunity is not something we typically see coming from the Vipers. Hopefully they don't let that happen again and learn from their mistake, letting a second goal go by for the Lions. Now having to make up 2 goals in 90 seconds. It's doable, but they have to stop Gababy's shot.
Oh my
Double
goodness.
defender commit, and it's not going to stop number 5 from going in for the Lions.
A missed flip reset. He just nosedives into the ground, and neither defender knows how to do anything with that. It will roll in. Oh my goodness, what a Rocket League moment, to say the least.
Going into the kickoff, Gababy is going to get a touch on it. It's going to go to the side. Cleared out by Rake. Rake dunks the ball down, immediately volleyed across by Nano, hits the ceiling, so it slows down for a little bit. Wilds with possession, does not have pressure, has time, looking for the give and go opportunity. Instead, dunks it down towards the net, saved by Gababy. They had Cats. They saw 2 defenders going for that ball. They should have just gone for the pass. Cats, though, finds goal number 3 for the Vipers.
And at this point, the question is asked, is their work cut too far out for them? And I don't think so. I think a minute left with only 2 goals left to score, they can do it. But the problem is they need to not be panicking. They need to play the games they've been playing all day and make sure that they're just punishing the Lions on every single little defensive mistake they make.
I agree with you 100% on that one. The Vipers have the ability, they have the skill to do this. They have a fantastic breakaway here between Cats. Rake goes up for another shot on goal. It's going to be saved by Gababy in the corner. Wilds pops it off that back wall. It takes an awkward ricochet angle. Rake looking to stop the clear from Potato. Has Cats stop it instead. Off the midfield stripe wall. It does get shot to the back third. Immediately volleyed to the other side of the field. Potato, again, just another awkward clear. Nothing really being done with a purpose. Ball still here on the Viper side of the field. Defender gets taken out. Nano dunks the ball in the net.
Nice backward read combined with a good demo, and I feel like that's kind of the plays that Nano's relying on a lot right now. They're working together, Potato and Nano, to make sure that the goal is open regardless. And I think Potato scored one off a demo from Nano, and Nano now has scored one off a demo from Potato. So it's definitely something the Vipers have to look out for now. A very methodical team needs to now be adding to that method. These guys are going for demos.
One of Doc's old keys to the game that we might have to bring back yet again is allaying the demos, anticipating them. Cats shot on goal, saved by Potato, was almost perfect. Now Potato pushing forward with possession. Cats racing back to get an opportunity to push this ball away off that back wall. Nano, though, goes in for the secondary shot. Wilds will take out Potato, slowing down this offensive opportunity here for the Lions. 10 seconds left on the clock. This might be it. This is a GG go next for the Vipers. There's no way they can score 3 goals in 5 seconds. They might be able to get a 4th just to, close that gap a little bit more. But Nano might find goal number 7, hits the ground before it fully crosses that goal line. Lions walk away with the Game 3 victory, and we can see shots on goal heavily yet again favoring the Lions.
We know that the Lions are a highly aggressive team that are very capable of creating opportunities even when they don't immediately present themselves. And so that's the kind of thing you have to avoid giving them the opportunity for with the Vipers. Every time you make a clear out to no teammate, or you just kind of hit the ball around with no intent, or you're not communicating so you have to commit 2 players to a defensive play, that's an opportunity that the Lions are going to jump on. Every single time there was a demo or a bump in net, there was twice that game. 2 goals were responsible for bumps or demos in net. And both times it was because they committed 2 defenders to something that didn't need to happen to begin with.
I agree. I think that comes down to having faith and trusting your teammates to do their jobs. I mean, at the end of the day, no one is dead set on being a defender or an offensive player. It's all about rotations and just making sure everyone can play that role entirely. So if there's someone who's already said they've rotated back to the back post, have faith in them to be there and just be ready for the clear at the mid.
Definitely have to agree there. We see Wild starting this game off a little bit slow, looking for a play out in the corner. Nano gets a backflip, outplays Wild by doing it, and is able to play past one, but Rake will beat him out eventually. Looks for the pass out mid to Cats. Gababy is in the way, does get enough of a touch to force to the corner, and now Potato is playing last man. He does get in the way. Wild's looking for a bump in net, unable to get it. Nano rotates back to Rake, looking for a play of his own, maybe the pass out mid. Oh, unable to get it past Potato, but eventually it will fall down to Cats anyway.
Nano pushing forward, pushes the ball a little bit too far, so Rake gets a nose on a shot on goal from Potato. Is going to be saved by, well, sorry, Rake's shot will be saved by Potato. Shot on goal from Cats, saved by Gababy. Secondary from Wild's dunked down, barely saved by Gababy, and then cleared out by Nano, who's going to play it to the wall to themselves. Cats, though, is in that defensive position, manages to find it, plays it off the wall just a little bit too fast, so they can't maintain possession. But now, ball on the back third line side of the field as Cats takes out Gababy to try and keep this opportunity alive. Rake pushes the ball forward, double commit between the offensive players there from the Vipers might mean not enough field control to maintain possession, and Gababy now pushing forward, ball stolen away by Wilds.
Potato with the bang downfield. Cats will have a little bit of time to see what he wants to do. Does get the pass out to his teammate, but is cut off by Nano. This could be an opportunity, but Cats is able to get there in time, forces it out. Pass out back to Nano is blocked by Wilds, doing a good job of stopping that Lions offensive passing plays currently, which I've relied on for a couple of games now. Potato with the pass out mid to Gababy will take the shot. Cats will block it out. Gababy with the pass out mid again. Potato is beat by Wilds, however, and the overall pressure will transfer in favor of the Vipers.
Nano did take out Rake, though, so the Vipers were down one player for a little over 2 seconds. Now ball on the back third of Viper side of the field. Rake finds him barely just enough to get a clear to send it to Cats. Cats sends it to the wall. Elevation between them and Potato. Does look like Potato wins that one out. Now looking for opportunity to send it to Gababy. Gababy is pushed away. Rake finds the clear over to the side. Now looking to push it forward over one. Can they get it past another? They're going to have Cats come in to help out. Cats pops it up over Gababy. Gababy elevates, finds the save. Wild shot on goal. Pushed up and away by Nano. Though Vipers have not given up this opportunity just yet. Ball has not been cleared. Cats gets it over Potato. Gababy pops it up. Cats off the wall, takes another shot. There's no defender there. It sails right in, and the Vipers find a goal for themselves.
I think it's possible Nano thought that that just wasn't in, that it was crossbarred. You can see goes for a boost regardless. An understandable mistake. I mean,
depending on the angle of where you're at looking at that, I can definitely see it looking as though it was going to hit that crossbar. Our angle a little bit more straight to the goal. It was about 50-50 of what was going to happen, and it just so happened to be the game physics said, nope, that's not hitting the back wall.
But they're not out yet. Still plenty of Rocket League left in this game. It's past the halfway mark. Cats determined to extend the lead a little bit further, looking for a play of his own. The flip reset does get past Potato without the extra touch. Cats passes mid. Nano will pass back to Potato. Rake is in the way. An opportunity could be here, but Gababy is faster. He pushes down the field a little bit longer. Potato getting good touch, getting a pass out mid, unable to do anything more, and now Wilds has to carry it out.
Wilds gets it over one and drags it down across that midfield. Now off the back wall, sees Cats. Cats, though, with the 50-50 between them and Gababy. Gababy gets the better touch. Nano finds the clear all the way to the corner on the Viper side of the field. Rake goes for the challenge against Potato. Potato wins out. Nano comes in to help as Wilds is putting pressure on Potato. Wilds gets the ball off the wall. Rake has pushed forward and beat Gababy to this possession. Goes for the challenge. Ball is volleyed across that midfield. Nano will elevate to look to dunk it down. No one from the Vipers goes for the challenge immediately, just leaving Nano with a lot of free space.
Potato pass to his teammate. Wilds is unable to be in the way. An opportunity here, but Rake will get the touch out. Wilds is in the air a little bit longer than usual. 3 defenders in the air for the Vipers for a second there. Potato with the pass off the wall, looking for a touch of his own. Gets it off the wall again to Gababy, who takes the shot to the far corner. No back post means free goal for Gababy. That will put them in a 1-1 situation coming into, I believe, the last minute of the game. About 1:20.
Yeah, I think you're almost spot on with that one. Yeah, minute 22. Plenty of time left for this to go either way. As we've said before, now both teams looking for two goals for themselves. Will the Vipers win out with their slow and meticulous style? They've definitely cleaned up some of the mistakes they've had in the past, but sometimes they're just not prepared for these shots that have been taken by the Lions, and they need to stop the breakaways that they've been letting get past them most of this series thus far.
Potato will bang downfield. Gababy unable to get in the way, so the pressure will still be in favor of the Vipers. Nano hits it downfield. Wilds looks for the pass off the backboard, but Nano will prevent. Oh no, he misses. Oh, very close opportunity, but Rake is unable to take it all the way. Cats with the pass out mid. Wilds is up. 2 defenders up. Oh, an opportunity, but Nano bangs it too far to the other side. It's very wide. The baby. Oh, unable to do anything.
Oh, no.
What was that touch? Oh, an opportunity squandered by the Lions. An opportunity they shouldn't have had regardless, however. Now, the pressure in favor of Vipers.
Baby takes out Cats. Wilds has possession here, passes it to Rake. Rake takes the shot. It's going to hit the backboard. Nano's the one to grab it. They're going to be taken out by Wilds. Cats pops the ball up. Ball still here on the Lion side of the field. Potato Cats go for the challenge. Cats passes it to Rake. Rake whiffs on the receive. Ball still here on the Lion side of the field. Hits the ceiling. Dunks down. Wilds looking for an opportunity to maintain possession here, but loses it to Potato, who passes it to, I believe that was Nano. Ball still alive in the air. We are at 6 seconds. There needs to be a goal or we go into overtime. Ball hits the ground and that is it for this one. Yes, now overtime. Who's going to find the first goal here? Vipers currently down 1 in our series.
Potato wins 50-50. Rake plays it slow, tries to get around 1, looks for the flick, is unable to get it past. Cats is a little awkward. Gababy will force it past 2, playing some excellent defense for his team. Cats with the pass off the wall, blocked by Gababy. Gababy is all over the defensive end for the Lions right now. Looks to the pass across. Potato, a little bit of a miscommunication there. Cats with the touch towards his own net, relying on Rake a little bit for that one, and now Nano will keep the pressure.
Nano sends it to Gababy to allow for a slight reset here. His ball still on the Viper side of the field. Potato pushes it forward. It's going to hit the backboard again, but Cats is the one to snag it first. Dunks it down. Has to get it past Nano, though. They go for the challenge. Neither one gets a touch. Gababy whiffs on the opportunity to grab it as well. Rake pushing forward. Potato elevates, stopping the ball before it can go towards the net. Shot on goal saved there by Potato. Potato putting pressure on Cats to prevent another opportunity. Cats and Potato collide. Ball still here on the Lions side.
Potato waiting a little bit longer. Wilds takes the pass up mid. Gababy passes it off the wall, has a little bit of time, does have to get challenged by Rake, however. Cats touches towards the net. Nano gets the clear out to Gababy, who will pass it all the way downfield, but no one there. Wilds will take his own touch over to Cats, who takes it towards the backboard. Now, Potato in the way. Gababy passes it down. Nano looking for a touch of his own, perhaps. Slow plays it instead. Past 1, past Wilds. An opportunity here for Potato. Does get beat by Cats, and now the pressure will be in favor of Vipers.
Vipers just need to find an opportunity to take a shot here and be ready for the secondary follow-up. Most of the time, Lions are double committing on a lot of these saves, but right now they need to dig this ball out of their back third. Rake has possession, pushing it forward. They don't have a whole lot of time. They have to get it past Potato. They do get it over towards the corner. Gababy comes in to save the shot from Rake. Cats has 2 on them. Ball is going to be cleared to the side by Nano. Rake goes for the challenge. Nano gets it past them. Wilds elevates, passes it back to Rake. Unfortunately, though, Rake has rotated back. Potato pops it up, goes to Cats for just a few moments. Ball at the midfield, pushed forward by Rake to Cats.
Gababy passes it downfield, has the defender up. Nano takes a redirect shot, is unable to get anything of it, though. Will steal a boost. Potato bangs it right back downfield. Cats has to respond, does get a banging shot off the backboard. However, Gababy is there instead of his teammate. Launches it downfield. Wilds gets a decent touch. Pass off the backboard. Nano is unable to do anything. Potato in the same spot. Have to slow play it. Have to buy some time here. Definitely not the situation they were looking for. Now Gababy can pass downfield. Rake is in the way. Going for a shot opportunity here, but past Potato. Maybe an opportunity. Past 1. Cats is unable to get the angle.
Shot on goal hits the upper corner. Cats goes for the reset here. It's going to be taken away by Gababy, who's going to cross the midfield stripe. Never mind. Rakes is going to stop it. Shot on goal from Rake. Wilds is going to be there for the follow-up anyway, and the Vipers will walk away there in game number 4 with the victory for themselves, tying us up to a side. We are now in a best-of-3 situation. Both teams looking to put themselves at match point in this next one.
Potato positioned, heavily relying on his teammate making contact with that ball, and he just didn't quite get there. We see a complete shift in pressure in favor this time of the Vipers, which is 65-35 differential in shots.
I really feel like this time the Lions were really guilty of doing some bad clears for themselves. Normally they were posted up in the midfield and ready for them, but this time the Vipers started cherry picking a bit for them clears and were ready for them, which was nice to see, but also can be easily punished if you're overcommitting to be in that cherry picking position.
Definitely have to agree there. It feels like the defense just isn't defined necessarily. It feels like these players have an idea of what they want to do on offense, but once it gets on the defense, they're kind of just trying to go for whatever they can do rather than thinking beforehand.
Yeah, so let's hope the defense starts getting cleaned up here. We are now, as I mentioned, into a best-of-3 territory. Both teams looking to put themselves at match point with this next one to win out the third game for themselves. Let's see who can do it, though. At the end of the day, I feel like it's really going to be a deciding factor in who improves their defense first.
Yeah, definitely have to agree there. Like I said, games are won on defense, especially in Esports Tower, where all these players are such talented players, but especially they seem to attract a lot of talented offensive players. So great defense will go a long way here. Cats plays it around 1, almost gets past all 2 of them. And now Cats unable to do anything more, so now Lions will have an opportunity.
You mentioned it just now that all the teams are pretty well gifted, and the Lions in particular, the coaches are really watching on how they work together because they are so individually talented. I've said it before, Lions sometimes tend to be a little bit of a ball hog, which can bite them a little bit in the heels, but Potato finds a cross-map shot here, absolutely gorgeous from their back third, just beams it down. Nano was in position to push forward. Ray goes for the elevation to save, but can't find it.
A little bit of a slow reaction will lead to a first lead for the Lions. Definitely what they were looking for to keep the pressure on. But overall, not a whole lot has changed between these teams quite yet. Baby looks for a pass up mid, unable to make contact, has to leave. Rake, shot downfield, unable to get in contact. Nano, Potato passes down the field. Nano trying, unable to. Wilds leaving it for the offense. Rake playing a little bit slow, tries to get past 1. We see that methodical gameplay coming into play for the Vipers. A lot of that is how they're making their decisions at the midfield, taking it slow a lot more often than the Lions do.
Wilds pushing forward at the mid. Potato steals that ball away. There's 2 defenders in front of them, though. Cats elevates, collides with Nano. Ball passing the midfield stripe. Wilds goes to get a touch on it. Is bumped around a little bit by Gababy. Potato in the air will send it to the corner to Nano. Nano challenged by Cats. Cats dunks it down. Has Rake to help them out off this back wall pass, though it's stolen away by Gababy. Rakes and tries to push it forward again for another reset off that back wall. Not enough speed and momentum, though. Wilds looks for an opportunity to set the play up again. It's going to be cleared out by Potato, but at the midfield is Cats to volley the ball right back to the back third of the line side of the field.
Baby, decent touch to the corner. Nano passes it out mid. Wilds is trying to be in the way, does keep it in the way, but Nano is unable to let them pass for a little longer. Rake taps it down. Nano is again in the way, passes towards the back net, but is unable to get anything of it. Maybe looking for a pass out mid here. Instead, takes the shot off the backboard. Ooh, Potato almost able to do something with it, and now Nano has to play a little bit of cleanup.
Cats did a great save there off that back wall. Double commit on the defense here between Rake and Cats. Cats will pop it up and then elevate, dunking it down to Rake. Rake gets it around 1, but can't get it around Nano. Gababy volleys it to Nano. Nano elevating in the air, looking to dunk this ball in the net, but Cats yet again with a great save. Ball still here on the Vipers side of the field. Cats finds the clear. All 3 defenders, though, were on that back wall, so no opportunity for a clean breakaway for the Vipers.
Gababy going back. Potato pass it downfield to no one, however, just like you previously mentioned. Wilds will just tap it away instead. Gababy launches it back downfield to Rake, who will pass it all the way back. Very much ping pong right now. Nano looks for the pass out mid, unable to do anything else. Wilds will be able to pass it out a little bit longer and stall for his team.
Gababy, who is waiting at that midfield, rotates back, does get a touch on it. Rake dunks the ball down, trying to get it to Cats, but Nano volleys it to Gababy, who's in a cherry-picking position this time. Potato is looking to stop Wilds clear here and gets possession, plays it into the corner. Potato, Cats go for the challenge. Cats can't quite get a touch on it in time to maintain possession. Potato looks for the clear to Nano. Nano now has to play it around Wilds, pops the ball up. There's no one in front of them. Nope, Cats makes it there in time and volleys the ball all the way to the back third of the Lions side of the field, but none of the teammates were ready. So Rake has to immediately reset it again off that back wall. Let's see if the Vipers can turn this into something, as they're starting to bunch up quite a bit.
Nano going for a solo play, looking for the dribble. Cats is in his way. He does get it past 1, unable to do anything else. Shot from his teammate, not there. Potato and Nano bump each other for a second. Now Gababy playing it slow, giving himself time, leaves it for Nano, who has the better angle. Nano gets the redirect, but is unable to do anything else, so Cats launches it downfield. Potato waiting to slow play it. Cats does get the pass out mid, but Gababy's there instead. Big launch towards the backfield, but this time Rake will be in the way. Gababy Misses the shot. Potato is in the way, but is beat by Cats. Nano has to play it slow now, but doesn't play it slow. Instead, it rolls out the rake. A terrible shot will give him time, however, to make a play.
We have a minute left. Vipers looking for one goal for themselves. Lions looking for a security goal so they can't have a buzzer beater from the Vipers to send us into overtime. Lots of methodical play this time as opposed to going fast. No, it took forever to find goal number 1 for the Lions. Can the Vipers find one, though, for themselves? They're really struggling. Ball still here on the back third of the Lions side of the field. Cats has possession. Instead, they'll whiff it and allow Potato to get a few touches on it.
Nano has to play it off himself now, passes it down, unable to follow with anyone else. Rake gets the touch. Baby looks for the pass downfield. Nano is in the way. He takes the shot towards the back of the net. Oh, barely saved by Wilds. A fantastic shot all around. Cats doesn't make contact, so Potato beats. Nano is up, does get the 50-50, but it will still go in favor of Rake. Baby, the pinch shot will go all the way, the full distance into the back of the net. No one was prepared for that. I believe it was a pinch shot. We didn't have a great angle. Yeah, that's a pinch. That's close enough, at least. Yeah, no one quite prepared for that. Now the pinch going in, I believe, for the first time in favor of the Lions. I believe the first one went into the Lions back of the net.
Well, now Lions are sitting in a nice position. Vipers are down by 2. There's 10 seconds on the clock. It looks like Lions will put themselves at match point. I'd like to give a quick shout out, though, to Cats. They have 6 saves to their name. Granted, they haven't gotten, any shots on goal just yet. They didn't get any goals for themselves, but nonetheless, 6 saves is quite incredible. You can see total shots on goal, 77% in favor of the Lions. But side control, boost use, both pretty gosh darn equal. Those 2 goals just really seemed like they were good plays.
Yeah, I mean, that was a much closer game. It felt like defense played a much more pivotal role that game all around. I don't think that's the most extreme-sided side control we've seen overall. I mean, shot control, I should say, overall from these 2 teams. But the fact that they were still held to 2 goals, even owning 73% of the shots, just kind of goes to show how good Vipers defense can be. Yeah,
Cats was doing a fantastic job on the defense. They weren't getting demoed nearly as much as we saw in the game number 2. So now Lions are at match point, but this is nothing new to the Vipers, especially going against the Lions. They did close out our spring season in the same position and ended up winning. So let's see if they can turn this one around in their favor, or if the Lions are going to win this game and actually close out our series without forcing us to a Game 7.
I definitely still feel like we could see a lot more passing on the defensive end from both teams currently, especially from the Lions. It kind of felt like while they were getting away with a lot of not necessarily great touches off of clears, it's still something that they should be thinking about, because if the Vipers jump on that, they're going to have a really hard time. The Vipers, being more methodical and more defensively minded, aren't as quick to pounce on mistakes like that, but the Lions eventually are going to run into a foe that gets them every single time they throw the ball away.
One thing I was noticing from Gababy is this right here, where they're sitting in a lot of cherry-picking positioning for quite an extended period of time while the Vipers are on offense, as opposed to trying to help out and be ready to prevent, ready to steal clears in situations. Instead, they're actually closer to the other goal than their teammates are and the defenders, and sometimes it can get punished. It did not work out. So as soon as Gababy stopped doing that is when the Lions actually did find their first goal. Let's see if Gababy starts doing the cherry-picking again, or if instead they're going to keep up pressure on defense this time.
Yeah, Gababy and Nano in particular are both going for those plays quite a bit, and out of the times that they've gone for it, it's only worked one time out of about, I think, 9 different attempts, if my memory serves me correctly. But that being said, that pressure is relevant, but not at the cost of your own defense, which is part of the reason you have to just throw it away constantly, because you have no one there to help you out. Nano does get a good 50-50, though, and will give them a little bit more time. I'm
going to give you props, because I have the memory of a goldfish. Remembering that many attempts at cherry picking is not my skill set, so nicely done there for you. Nicely done, honestly, on you. Gababy will take out Wild here. Cats with possession, pops it up over 1. Shot over them by Rake. Nicely done. A little bit of, I think that was a fake out. I think, honestly, defenders thought Rake was going to be the one to take Cats was going to be the one to take the shot, so they went to defend on Cats, but Cats saw it coming, read them like a book, and finds goal number 1 for the Vipers with the help of Rake.
A little bit of a miscommunication there. The Lions didn't end up sending their front post to go and attack the ball and give them too much time. Nano now looking for an equalizer here, but Cats will say no thank you. A huge banger all the way downfield. That is one of the, holy moly, that has got to be the longest backboard power shot I have ever seen.
That's what we call a sharpshooter.
End to end. That was an incredible touch. Somebody clip that, please. an insane touch all around will lead to a Vipers extending their lead to 2.
I really don't think anyone saw that coming. I mean, Katz has been our kind of our sleeper player lately. No offense to you, Katz, but you've been kind of silent there on the defense, making sure goals don't go through, which is extremely good to be a defensive powerhouse and wall. But now on the offense, you are helping strongly. I guess the aggression is what we were missing from you to find that missing piece for the Vipers, now up by 3. But there's still over half this game left. 3 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock. Lions have showed us that they can score plenty of goals in that amount of time. Let's see if they're able to do it.
Katz now has 100% goal participation in this game alone in the first 2 minutes. Wilds looking to set it back up for Katz, but is unable to do anything else with it. Katz is able to get in the way though, but Nano barely saves the day for him. Potato has to look for a dribble out. Rake gets the back pass, does hit it back over to Katz, who has a little bit of time. Takes the play around one, maybe looking for Wilds out mid. Instead gets the scoop, following it still. Nano and Good Baby both up. Miscommunication yet again. Double commits all over the place. Potato does get it out of the corner though, but is stopped by Wilds on his way out. Good Baby in the way. Katz with the pass out mid to Rake. Nano will be in the way, however. Good Baby looking for the cherry pick. Passes it back down to Nano. A great play. What a call. The selfless play. Instead of trying to shoot it down to the net himself, he gives it right back to his teammate. Very hard to read all around. Where is this ball going? It's going down to Nano, and the net is open.
I'm going to be honest, I mentioned it earlier, I'm pretty sure Katz is Crazy Cat because their play style is very similar to that of Potato, which is a fantastic defensive player who tends to get a little bit more hesitant when things start to go wrong, and earlier we saw that when overcommits were happening from the Vipers, so Katz started hanging back a lot more. But Potato and Katz are both fantastic at being playmakers and offensive facilitators, so just, again, having faith and trust in your teammates' capabilities and setting those opportunities up for one another is a huge thing for both these teams. Let's see if this continues to work in their favor. Lions are only down by 2. Katz takes another shot. It's going to be saved by Potato. Pass it to Gababy, who sends it to Nano. Ball going up the side. Nano with possession. Plays it off the back wall, looking to dunk it down to Gababy. But Gababy can't find a nose on it. The ball just ricochets too high.
Off the backboard, Potato now looking for a pass out mid. Wilds will stay in the way. Katz looks for a touch of his own. Almost finds a crazy redirect. Nano looking for the touch out mid to Gababy. Does touch it back to himself. Gababy is slow. Katz will play it. Katz is very much in the face of the Lions right now, forcing them to do something. Rake is up, unable to make a touch. So Gababy has some time, but does end up leaving. Goes for the bump. Doesn't get the bump, however, so Wilds will beat one. Midfield is where the battle is at right now. Nano is outplayed. Potato and Nano both backflip in different directions trying to get to that ball. They very luckily get out thanks to the efforts of Gababy. Gababy cut around Rake, does get a good cut, passes it towards the back of the net. Is unable to get anything more of it, however.
Potato pops that ball high. Rake pops it up again. Nano off the back wall, looking to just pinch it down. Katz finds the opportunity to send it to Wilds. Wilds at the midfield sends it to Katz, but Gababy immediately sends it to the back wall. Rake looking to play it around Gababy. Potato does the same thing. Ball in front of the net. Wilds finds the clear, sending it to Katz. Vipers still up by 2. We have just under a minute left. Plenty of time for the Lions to find 2 goals. But the Vipers are just being absolutely dominant right now with their defensive play.
Pass to Gababy, takes the giant shot, will bounce off the backboard and up. Hard reach for Nano. He will not be able to get away.
That's going to go in.
Oh, but no defense means Gababy gets to take the free shot. I'm not even totally sure what happened here to the... looks like just slow rotation. It's hard to say from that angle necessarily, but a great shot from Gababy. A great pressuring play to just already be there and ready for the waterfall down, but still very close. The Lions still have to get their hands on one more goal just to equalize, just to give them an opportunity to score one more. Potato with the pass off the sidewall will be stopped by Rake. Gababy will try to keep the pressure a little bit longer. Nano gets the same kind of touch, but still no one is there to respond. They leave it for so long that Potato is actually able to get a shot. Nano waiting. Wilds unable to get a touch. Wilds and Rake both missing. The pressure is on. Katz gets it past Nano. Miscommunication there. Potato will pass it upfield. Looks for his own touch. Is beat. Gababy has to make a last-ditch effort save. They need to get it to a teammate, but it's not there. Rake looking for one last touch, is unable to do anything with it. Now Gababy passes it off his backboard down, and Wilds will just take the shot, or the pass, I guess, out to Rake.
And the Vipers now put themselves at match point as well. So this next game is going to be our deciding factor. Both teams looking for their 4th victory. This is game number 7. Very similar to all of the other Viper Lions games that we've seen in the past. Absolutely exciting to be seeing this. Again, Vipers leading on those shots on goal. Side control heavily in their favor again. Not something we've seen thus far, 50-50 on boost use, but there's quite a bit of time that I actually saw that Wilds and Cats were both being starved of boost or were forced to rotate back towards their own side to grab it. So perhaps that was playing into the Lions just a little bit more in their survivability when the Vipers were on offense, but right now, Vipers are coming in strong.
Yeah, it looked really good. Whatever we saw out of Cats on the last one, whether that was punishing mistakes or kind of just playing a little bit more aggressively than he's normally doing, I'd like to see more of that. It seemed to work for them overall, especially kind of forcing the Lions to play against their own game, dare I say.
Off the kickoff, Cats and Nano collide. Potato with possession leaves it for Gababy. Cats and Wilds will team up to get this ball around Potato. Nano grabs it off the back wall, though. Cat's shot did hit that crossbar, being that ever so steadfast fourth man for the Lions. Wilds takes a shot. Looks like Potato's going to find the opportunity to clear to the side. Cats goes for the challenge to center it to Rake. Rake takes another opportunity to play it around Potato, but Potato gets it to Nano at the last second. Shot on goal from a Nano from across the map. Very similar to what we saw from Cats earlier. Not quite as far, not off the back wall, but still off from the back third. Shot goes in perfectly. No one can stop it, and the Lions are now up by 1.
Lions finding that early read that is that early lead that's kind of their trademark at this point. And now Wilds having to play a little bit of offense, but is blocked. Cats pass it back to Rake, who will get a shot downfield. Nano bangs it right back downfield, goes for a solo play of his own, maybe pass down to his teammate Potato, but instead goes for the solo play. Potato will cut him off, unable to make anything of it, so Rake will push up, now going for a solo play of his own, off the backboard. Is blocked by Gababy, who does get it around 2 now. Nano has an opportunity here, just keep the pressure on. Oh, don't cut off Gababy, oh, an opportunity thrown away. And now they have to recreate an entire offensive pressure.
Cats goes for the challenge against Potato. Potato wins it out. Potato shot on goal turned away by Wilds, but they will take out Wilds in the process. Cats now pushing forward. Fortunately, loses the ball for a few moments after pushing it too far forward. Gababy has the opportunity to find a teammate, but takes too many touches. Cats goes for the challenge. Gababy can't get high enough. Potato elevates, dunks the ball down, but it goes right to Wilds, who sends it to Rake. Wild challenges Gababy. Gababy finds an opportunity to push it forward with the help of Potato. Nano now pops the ball up for Potato to take a shot, turned away by one of the Vipers players. Wild's now looking for Cats to take a shot on the goal off the back wall. Gababy finds a clear Rake, dunking it down from the mid, expecting to send it to Cats, but Cats already rotated, so Wild's forced to go forward. Gababy clears the ball to the side.
Nano up for a pass off the wall. Wilds will get the dunk, however, passes back to his own teammate. Rake will shoot it at the fourth man, unable to make anything of it. Gababy touches it out for Potato, gets it around 1. Cats passes back up to Wilds, who goes for the Doomsy dish, but is unable to get it. Now, pressure is in favor of the Lions, gets a touch pass. Rake is in the way, however, taps it out. Potato is unable to get a touch, and Wilds gets to take it all the way down.
Nano doesn't have a lot of pressure, gets past 1, collides with Cats though, so the ball gets popped up. Wilds has possession off the wall. Gababy will elevate, gets a nose on it. Cats will elevate, whiffs it. Potato and Rake go for the challenge. Potato gets the touch to send to Nano. Gababy takes a shot on goal. It is going to be dragged down and saved though. Now Wilds pushing forward off the back wall, has Cats for the follow-up. Cats shot on goal goes in. Nicely done. That was fantastic. Just teammate follow-up and teamwork between Cats and Wilds. They've been doing this quite a bit. Cats being great on just making sure that these opportunities are solidified for either themselves or their teammates. Now we're tied 1 aside, a little less than half this round left.
50-50, kind of goes even. Potato does read it, however, and gets the touch out towards the back of the net. Wilds pops it downfield. Gababy pops it further downfield by accident. Cats gets a touch towards the net, is unable to make it. Oh, Wilds barely not there either. Potato finds the 50-50, gets past 1, does get beat by Cats. Another, that fourth man playing dividends right now for the Lions. Now, they have to recreate the entire play, slow playing it in their own corner.
Nano sends the ball to the side. Wilds is going to push forward, has Cats. Cats pushes it into the corner after having it chipped away by, I believe that was Potato. Rake now looking to get away from Potato. Potato dunks it down. Wilds is waiting there. Wilds has the opportunity to send to Cats. They're going to take a few touches here in the air. Too many, though, and allows Gababy on the ground to push it forward. Rake waiting, pops the ball up. looks to send it across the field to, I believe it was meant for Wilds, but Potato beats Wilds there. Ball still on the back third of the Vipers side. Let's see if they can find a clear.
Cats takes a touch. Rake now has to be in the way. Rake's and Wilds double committing. Potato has an opportunity, but Cats will come in clutch again, as he has all series. Rake off the sidewall. Cats fakes it for Wilds. Nano will beat, however, take a shot towards the back of the net, unable to finish it all the way. Wilds keeping pressure, forces him to throw it away. Potato now has to touch back. Rake off the sidewall is demoed. Cats unable to make contact. Nano keeps it to himself, flicks. Oh, doesn't get past any. Cats now has possession, looking for a solo play. Gets the breezy. Oh, it's saved by the fourth man. Wilds takes the shot. Oh, an amazing turnaround in the last minute of the game.
That was beautiful.
We see the Vipers come together. An amazing breezy flick off the far corner. And Wilds will take the shot towards the opposite corner, making it almost impossible to read. A great follow-up, great communication, no confusion already there.
Vipers are not done sweating yet, though. This is still buzzer beater opportunity for the Lions. They have shown that they can put multiple goals in the net within 45 seconds. Let's see if they can find one here for themselves to send us to overtime, or two for themselves, so they prevent that overtime and put themselves in the lead and win out this best-of-7 series. But Vipers looking super strong right now. Cats with possession on the back third, the Lions side of the field. Wilds is there for the follow-up. Finds goal number 4 for the... No, goal number 3 for the Vipers.
And we're getting close to a GG go next. This time for the Lions. Looks like out of the rivalry, the Vipers will pull ahead for who knows how long. But still 27 seconds left. Nano has an opportunity, unable to do anything with it. However, Kabibi has to play it slow. Passes down to Potato, unable to do anything else with that. Potato up off the backboard. No one there. Cats gets a banking touch downfield. Nano barely not able to get in the way, but it's saved by the fourth man. Rake takes a shot, almost flies all the way in. Oh, barely missed from the blue side. Will not extend their lead any further, and as the clock goes down, it looks like the Vipers will come out ahead of the current grudge.
Oh, that was almost an own goal at the last second. Would have been a little bit of an unfortunate situation. But you can see here, as far as shots on goal, boost use, and side control, almost 50-50 across the board. Vipers just barely squeaking by the Lions by a couple percents in each of these 3 categories. Overall, between our Lions and Vipers grudge matches we've had since the end of the spring season, spring championship went to the Vipers. First series of our summer rumble went to the Lions. Second series will go, well, this is just a showcase, but nonetheless, this one will go in favor of the Vipers.
Yeah, a definite close game right at the end there, but you have to hand it to them. Those last 2 games, Cats came out to play. I don't know what they changed or what they talked about, if they needed to play style shift altogether, or if the communication suddenly started to work. But Cats came out of the woodwork and really turned it around for them those last 2 games.
Yeah, they were absolutely popping off. Teammate facilitator coming in clutch 100% of the time. Potato's very similar play style for the Lions, so those 2 going against each other is fantastic always to see. I'm looking forward to what they bring for us in the future. But for now, congratulations, Vipers. It looks like Joe's pick from our spring season is still working out in his favor, and you guys are coming out clutch. Just all across the board, you guys did well today, as did the Lions. But at the end of the day, it's just a show match, and we're excited to see what you guys bring to the July showdown coming next month.
Yeah, so anyway, the Vipers, obviously, I'm sticking with them, as I should be. But, you know, it's so close. It's really hard to, like, even stay all on one team's side all the way,
I'm going to stick it with the Lions. I mean, if you're sticking with the Vipers, I'm staying true to the Lions.
Obviously, right? But at the end of the day, these are really close matches, really impressive teams all around. I think the farthest we saw from a close match was maybe the first week of this summer series. And I think it was only like a 4-2. It's still pretty close, right? It wasn't a blowout at all. It's like a pretty normal best-of-7 loss, to be honest. So, gosh, it's really interesting to see these teams battle it out no matter what combinations they have in terms of subs, because they just really go at each other with such different play styles. It's really cool to see them express themselves on the pitch.
We definitely love it. But before we jump into our second game here, which is also another best-of-7, we're going to throw to a quick break. We'll be back here in just a few minutes.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your Guard adventure.
We're going to build bridges and hospitals in a day. We're going to save families from disaster and feed those left in the cold. We invite you to join us. The next greatest generation is now.
Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Broadcast the Esports Tower Rumble. We're broadcasting from the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. The Rocket League Summer Showcase wraps up. Hello, broadcast. Well, production. The Rocket League Summer Showcase will be wrapping up the Barracudas, taking on the Eagles. I'm still your host, Artie Nerdy Bird Rain, and on desk with me is Joe Chacky Chigbrow. All right, so that last game was spicy, to say the least. What are your overall thoughts on that one?
I mean, game sevens are always super stressful, but super entertaining at the same time. My thoughts on that one is that defense definitely showed. When Cats was popping off and playing both defense and offense and the rotations were working for the Vipers, it was really hard to stop them. And I think that just goes to show that their play style, when combined with good communication, can just kind of smack people around.
It was honestly, it was perfect. It was clean, and I definitely enjoyed it. But before we jump into our second game here of tonight, we want to take a quick moment to congratulate all of our Esports Tower Club members who have graduated from the clubs and been offered scholarships across the country. Over the last 3 months, Esports Tower Club members have received over $1.6 million in scholarship awards. These students not only have worked hard on their in-game play, but have worked hard academically to earn these scholarship opportunities. These players that receive these scholarships are talented, hardworking, and driven, and we could not be more proud and excited to see all these opportunities these players are getting. So congratulations to each and every one of you. Good luck on your journeys going down the road, and we hope to see you perhaps playing against one of our very own Broncos going forward.
Or, you never know. Playing for us even.
That would be pretty cool.
These kids can go anywhere they want, and Esports Tower prepares them so well for whatever they want to do in the future regardless. And, yeah, it's super exciting to see kind of as they graduate where they're going to end up.
I mean, I can't say that we have one of our own Overwatch players did come from Esports Tower, so that could be you.
Yeah, totally could.
I don't know all the insider secrets here, so we could have an Esports Tower player coming, and I just don't know it. I'll find out in the future. But if you want the opportunity to be seen by some college recruiters, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, then you should honestly join the Esports Tower Club, where players get insider access to industry insights with our featured rumbles. Recruiters are taking notice of these events as well. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land one of those sweet, sweet collegiate scholarships that we just saw. All right, so it is time to jump into our final game between the Barracudas and the Eagles, facing off in a best-of-7 for the first time in a while. So let's see who comes out on top, either the fish or the flying bird, I'm gonna say flying bird because not all birds can fly.
Yeah, I mean, both those animals are pretty scary. You're supposed to keep your distance from.
You know, barracudas are like blind, right?
They are?
Yeah, you have to get like this close to them before they'll see you.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Lots of people don't know that, but barracudas have really, really horrible eyesight.
Yeah.
I learned that in science when I went on a trip. pretty fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that. But
Finding Nemo makes them
I'm going to
scary.
take a random guess and say these Barracudas are not as blind.
Oh, yeah, no.
They're the scary kind of Barracudas that come in rocket cars and make pro plays all the time.
I was going to say they're like the Barracudas and Finding Nemo, but whatever. You took it in a completely different direction. All right, so Barracudas, Eagles, good luck to both of you. We hope to see a complete, full 7-game series. Let's hope you're ready. I hope you're not already gassed out, warming up on your own. Genuinely, good luck, really.
We'll have to see who pulls ahead in the first couple minutes here, as both these teams, not quite in the same way as the Lions, but they do tend to play a lot around. Oh, it looks like we're going to have some very familiar names.
Yes, all of these players we're very familiar with. Adrift Carries is probably Adrift Lemmings. We've seen them before. Enzo, they are going to have the Eagles side roster changed up a little bit because we have Enzo, Nano, and Wild. So either are, yes, that is definitely some roster swaps of what we've seen in the past, probably some subs. And then we have Nif, Gababy, and Adrift closing out the Barracudas roster. All very talented across the board. See how things shake out, or if we're going to see some mistakes early on that ring true for the entire series. But Adrift takes a great shot, double commit. Enzo finds the save. Gababy takes another shot, saved by Wild. Ball here at the midfield. Looks like Nif is trying to get a touch on it, but can't find it, so it's going to go sailing over them.
Tap out mid. Adrift will look for an opportunity here. Does just go for the 50-50 and taps it past Enzo. Enzo slow plays it to the back. Oh, is barely able to get in the way. Pushing downfield. Drift playing a little bit further back, goes for the back post, and is unable to do anything more with it. Nif just quite not in the way, and now I believe the first blood will be drawn by Wild and Nano here.
And just a quick note for everyone who's watching, if you're planning on watching our summer showdown coming up in July for our Esports Tower, these are the set rosters for the Barracudas and the Eagles. These will not change going into that showdown, so we'll expect similar play style, and this gives the opportunity for both these teams to be prepared for what they're going to be going up against come July.
Wilds taps it out mid. Enzo gets his own touch towards the bar down. That's something we usually see a lot out of our very own Cosmo Buster, the strong shot towards the back. And then the bar down, very hard to read, very hard to save. A great passing play using the midfield to their advantage. And an excellently well-earned shot and goal from the Eagles. So far, Gababy in the way. Adrift also up. I don't really know why. It looks like a double commit there. Nif passes it towards the sidewall. Wild shoots it down. Nif playing it a little bit further. Able to get past one, but not quite Dana, who passes it back to himself off the wall. And now Adrift will bang it downfield.
Ball here in the corner. Wilds tries to get it past Adrift. Can't do that just yet. Awkward pitch between Enzo and Gababy. Enzo off that back wall, looks to bring it down at the mid. Adrift pops up after that ball pops off the ground. Now on the back third, Wilds gets a touch on it. Pushes it forward to the midfield stripe, tries to give it to Nano. Nano will pop it up over towards that back wall. Dunked down to the side by from Wilds to Enzo. Enzo looking for a shot on goal with the follow-up from Nano, actually, because it was flat against it. That was a great play there from Nano and Enzo.
Enzo taking it close off the wall here. You can see a great pass all around, but no one there to respond. It kind of feels like the defense isn't quite there for the Barracudas yet. Either a miscommunication or relying too much on someone else to be back. Gotta remember those key rotations to make sure that you're always taking your time to go back as well.
As someone who's a bit more familiar with the way Rocket League comms work, Taki, what do you normally do when it comes to making sure rotations are happening? Or is it something that remains silent that should just be happening on its own as second nature?
I think the biggest thing that people struggle with when they're first getting into Rocket League in a competitive environment where you're comming with your team and not just playing ranked, is making sure that you're saying your comms correctly as much as you're listening to them. Making sure when you hear your teammates call, okay, I'm back, that you know, okay, I can play aggressively right now because he's behind me, and I just need to make sure I'm prepared for the rotation and I can try to force them to do something to make it easier on that guy. But if they say, hey, I'm going, make sure you're capable of also being back for if that goes badly. So a big part of it is listening as well as being able to communicate what you're doing and what you're planning on doing.
All right. Very similar to how comms work in other games, so I feel like the biggest thing is having earmuffs on when it comes to doing that. Some people only say things and don't listen to others, so let's hope that gets cleaned up here for everyone on this field. The Eagles are currently up by 3. We've got 90 seconds on the clock, so that means 3 goals per 30 seconds. Barracudas are just struggling right now and can't quite find that missing piece they need.
Oh, Enzo with a good fake will get past 1. Maybe an opportunity here, but Nif is barely not bumped enough. And now Wilds can pressure, but ends up hitting it right back into Nif. So the pressure's still on. Good baby. Pass it out mid. Nif, fakes it out. Leaves it for a drift who's unable to do anything more with it. Goes to the backboard touch. Can't do anything. Enzo pops it back out. Nif is in the way. Gets a weird, awkward touch, but Adrift is able to follow up, so it is safe for a while. This might go in. Nope, Good baby is unable to get it in, so Enzo and Wilds will have to double commit to try to get it out. Enzo up again, unable to get a touch, so Nif will shoot it towards the back of the net, under 2 defenders, and find their first goal.
Get to see the replay of this shot here. I mean, Nano did try to get it, but just couldn't read it perfectly. I mean, you did your best attempt. At least you didn't own goal it, but right now you still got to get 2 more goals for the Barracudas if you're rooting for them to pull out in the lead here. Adrift goes for the shot, is stopped short as it's cleared by Wilds, who pops it to Enzo. Enzo going to play it off the back wall, but none of their teammates push forward enough. Nano is just staying in that defensive position, anticipating the breakaways to be ready for it. Now Wilds pushing forward, has Enzo, sends it to Enzo. Enzo's going to pop it up. Oh, great demo in the goal, but a double commit from the defenders from the Barracudas will result in a save, not immediately capitalized on by the Eagles. Ball now crossing that midfield stripe. Enzo off the wall, centers it to Wilds. Wilds has a goal opportunity here. They send it to Nano. Double commit on the defense. Enzo shot on goal goes in. Eagles now up by 4, 17, well, up by 3, 17 seconds on the clock.
With only 17 seconds left on the clock, at this point, if you're the Barracudas, you just got to be thinking, okay, go next. What are the adjustments we're going to make? And what are we going to do to make sure that this lead that we've given them is not available for them next time? How can we force them to be on the back foot? Overall, Nif up, passes it down to Gababy, unable to do anything else with it. Adrift will take a shot of his own. Gababy is unable to finish it, however, and now Nif has to play back a little bit. Cut off from Adrift will prevent them from doing anything else. And as the clock winds down, that will be
I think Nano just stopped that goal from going in on accident.
I think he was attempting to steal it by just barely chipping it from underneath, but wasn't able to make that happen. So we can see here the Barracudas kind of in control of sides, but not really in control of the offense, to say the least, or boost for that matter.
The thing that I'm noticing the Barracudas are really struggling with is connecting passes. They're just allowing the Eagles to get in their passing lanes consistently. They're not anticipating the steals to be happening. And so they kind of just wait for the ball to go to them instead of going to the ball themselves. And they need to start cleaning that up. I mean, you need to put on the aggression to some extent, considering, you know, we do have players that we saw earlier in our first match on this roster here for our my apologies, my brain is blanking, for our Eagles team. So they're very aggressive, and they know how to meter that aggression. So honestly, anticipate the fact that they're going to be stealing those balls as much as they possibly can.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with that. And overall, I feel like the passes from the Barracudas right now are just not all that great. Actually, the passes are kind of there and then not there, but the shot follow-up sometimes is just kind of a lobber. And I feel like the overall quality of touches could go up.
Yeah, it's a bit lackluster and lackadaisical, so to speak. You need to be doing things with a purpose and not just doing it because it's an option for something to happen. Because if you go in without a plan, odds are nothing will come through for your team. Right now, Eagles up by 1 in our best-of-7 series. Barracudas looking to equalize it out in the next 5 minutes for themselves.
Baby is up, taps it down. Oh, a great start. We'll put them ahead for the first time in this series. What a great shot off the kickoff. Nif gets a really good touch here. Out to Gababy, who gets the hard angle down and through the defenders to find the first goal of the match. Kickoff in favor of Wild. Takes it up the wall. Can't get the bump on Gababy, who gets the boost, so he has a little bit of time. Ends up living it for Nif. Nif doesn't do anything, however, so Nano passes it off the backboard. Enzo is up, and it will be tapped out instead, so Wilds plays it downfield. Launches it a little bit longer. Gababy gets a tap out to his corner. Probably to Nif. Play it slow. Pass 1. 50-50 will go in favor of Wilds. We'll tap it around 1 once again. Playing chicken a little bit in front of the net. Waiting. Enzo looking for an opportunity. Does get the touch, but doesn't get it past anyone. Nano tries to follow up. Is unable to do anything, and now Gababy has to go back. Wilds off the backboard. Gababy in the way. Looks for a touch out to his teammate mid. does get a touch, but the shot was just not there. Opportunity thrown a little bit as Nano has to play defense.
Ball here at the midfield. Adrift takes a touch, but can't quite get it pushed straight forward enough. Wilds gets a great clear, but immediately it's taken away by Baby. Wilds volleys it back. Adrift with possession, no pressure on them. Tries to get it past Enzo instead. Enzo gets a touch, ends up getting demoed there after. Nano off the wall, dunks it to Wilds. Wilds has it stolen by Adrift. Enzo still here in the corner, tries to get the ball from Adrift. Adrift pushing forward to the midfield, sends the ball to Gababy, passes it back to Adrift. Adrift takes the shot, hits the crossbar, saved by Nano. Nif also had a shot saved, but now the tertiary shots coming out from the Barracudas come in clutch, finding goal number 2 as all the defenders had left the net.
Adrift just kind of gets an easy shot, no one in the way. Not a good clear overall from the Eagles. Will put them in a kind of awkward situation now where they're on the back foot. They have 3 minutes and 30 to score 2 goals, however, so plenty of time, more than enough time to score even more than that. Now Wilds looking to find that first goal to work towards the equalizer, but is unable to get it past Nif. Flicks it past one. Enzo looks for the solo play in the midfield, is beaten in fact by Gababy. Opportunity shot taken, and Adrift will push the lead even further. Definitely not what you're looking for in this kind of situation if you are the Eagles. Baby just beating out Enzo, and no one's prepared. No one's ready for when that touch goes in favor of Team Orange.
Going into the kickoff, we have Nif and Nano go for the challenge. Ball ends up on the Lion side, sorry, the Barracuda side of the field. Shot on goal from Wilds. The sent to Enzo does hit that crossbar from Nano to Enzo again. Nothing finding the back of the net just yet. Ball at the mid. Wilds elevates, tries to dunk it down to Nano. It does get hit by Gababy, but Nano's still maintaining possession. Has the opportunity to send to a teammate. Takes too many touches, allowing Adrift to get possession, pushing it forward towards the goal. Finding goal number 4 for the Barracudas, and that is a hat trick for Adrift.
Something is going wrong for this Eagles defense currently. Wilds is nowhere close. He's sitting in the corner towards the boost. Looks like a little bit of a kind of just miscommunication, no one being there in the way to slow down that play. Enzo now tries to make the play of his, you have the worst angle known to man. All right, here we go. Enzo's makes the solo play, pass 1, pass 2, an opportunity in front of the net, unable to do anything with it. And now Nano getting the pass out mid to Wilds, who takes the shot low, is almost able to find a double commit. Could spell disaster for the Barracudas, but instead is blocked. Enzo has a little bit of time, gets a great touch towards the back, but is unable to do anything more. Wilds, taps it past Nano. Only confusion on the pitch. And now, Barracudas are looking to get their own goal.
Down by 4, 2 minutes, 15 seconds on the clock. That's quite a heavy task for the Eagles to surmount. Let's see if they can. Ball hits the crossbar up, Wild shot. Enzo's shot gets saved by Gababy. Ball still here on the back third, not quite finding it clear just yet. Wilds goes for the pass back to Enzo. It's slightly saved by Adrift there, keeping it here at the midfield now all the way onto the back third. Stolen by Wilds, crossing the midfield stripe. Has Enzo to pass to, but is stolen away by Gababy. Enzo and Gababy collide. Nano at the mid. Looks to take this ball away from Adrift, does get a touch on it, has Gababy elevate to steal the ball and dunk it back into the corner.
Wilds off the sidewall, Adrift unable to get in the way, and now the pass will go out to Nief, who will just take the easy shot. Doesn't feel like the defense has a plan in mind. Wilds hits it mid to no one. And a little friendly, great pass himself there. A little bit of a miscommunication yet again. It feels like the Eagles maybe relying a little bit too much on Wilds to make a play happen.
We've seen that happen in the past, in fact, not quite from this roster, but from this group. Actually, yes, this roster under a different name, relying too heavily on Wilds to be the playmaker. And so facilitating Wilds rather than just solely relying on him is very important. So let's see if they're able to clean this up. At this point, minute 15 seconds on the clock, probably just a GG go next for the Eagles. It'll tie up our series, bring us to a best of 5. Not that big of a deal, but let's hope the mentals aren't fully boomed. Let's hope these players, especially Nano and Wilds, who've already played a best of 7 series, aren't getting too tired here after that first series best of 7 that they were already in, and anticipate this one going the full 7.
I have to say, I feel like the mentals are still really intact currently. Looking at the chat, I mean, we don't really get a peek at that very often, but it feels like there's still a lot of joking going around between the players. I'd say that their minds are in the right spot to make a play going into Game 3, and you know, after this game, as this clock winds down, because I'd say 5 goals in 35 seconds is nearly impossible. 6 goals in 35 seconds is basically impossible.
Yeah, that's 1 every 6 seconds,
yeah,
almost. Actually, 1 every 5.
It's pretty unlikely. Going into this next game, I'm more back to that best of 5. It feels like what these Esports Towers players want, like, nah, no best of 7s. We're going straight to the best of 5. That's where we're comfortable. Let's go back to that, and then we'll do a lot of the best Rocket League you've ever seen.
Yeah, they just like to fake us out.
Okay, Nano might have connection issues. We get a great angle.
We did have a drift with connection issues earlier as well, so we'll have to see if this stays the same. I mean, being down 1 player at 15 seconds isn't that big of a deal. Nano can reconnect after this one. They'll just reset the lobby. They get a minute anyway to figure it out. Worst comes to worst, if Nano had something happen, their internet completely vanished for him. There is plenty of other people that can sub in for this roster. It'll be okay. But for now, game number 2, Barracudas win heavy-handedly in comparison to the last one. You can see Adrift carries. Look how many shots on goal Adrift has.
That is more than enough shots. Does he have enough to share with the class? I feel
Can
like
you give me
that's
some?
funny. Yeah, can I have some shots? Yeah, I mean, it was a complete flip. It was a pretty close result as to what happened in the opposite direction in the first game. So I'm still not totally sure who's playing better right now. It feels like the last game definitely was more in favor of the Barracudas, but the game before that, I mean, the Eagles looked very strong in the first game.
I agree. So let's see if the Eagles can bring back that magic they were missing. Not heavily relying too much on Wilds, because you can't just put all the pressure on one person. You got to make sure those rotations are clean and that you are facilitating one another to be the playmaker and not just sitting back. But also, let's see if Nano reconnected. If not, we'll have a substitution come in. I mean, internet problems happen when you work with technology. It's just the way it is. We have to work around it and not let it tilt us. Nano, if you're listening because you've completely disconnected, I'm very sorry, my friend. But if you've reconnected, awesome job. Let's just keep this going. I know you guys can keep level heads. Best of luck to you guys. We're tied 1 aside now in our best of 7 series. And as Taki mentioned, it's now a best of 5.
Yes, right back into the element that Esports Towers play at almost all day, every day at this point. And we'll have to see what kind of Rocket League we get out of them now. Adrift takes the first shot, and again, Adrift is like, yeah, I'm just going to keep my foot on the gas. We're going to keep it going. I'd like to get out of here in time to have an extra lunch, and Adrift banging towards the back of the net, towards the center of the goal. Easy shot, finds the back of the net, puts them ahead against the Eagles in this first minute.
I like the sparkles on Nano's car. I know it's completely irrelevant, but I like it. Wild gets a great opportunity to snag this ball from the pinch there off the back wall. Now Adrift whips it, but Gababy comes in to help them out. Wild's now pushing the ball back towards Nano to find a reset opportunity. Nano elevates. There's a challenge from Gababy. Gababy leaves it, though. Off the back wall, Drift goes for the challenge, grabs it, send it to the side. They have Nif waiting for them, or are they going to go for the solo? Enzo pushes it back towards the midfield. Nif stops it from fully crossing that stripe with a little bit of help from Gababy. Off the wall, double commit there from the Eagles players. They are now in front of everybody, but no one can find the angle nor the pass, so Drift just pushes forward. Ball still here on the Barracuda's back third. Nano leaves the ball, allowing Nif to get it, but Enzo comes over Nif to get possession for a few moments. Pushed up in the air by Adrift. Gababy now looking for an opportunity to find a clear.
Wilds takes the 50-50. It will go in favor of Nano, who's able to keep control, passes towards the backboard. Adrift is in the way. Wilds taps it. Maybe an opportunity for Nano off the backboard. That was a weird angle. Oh, 2 players up. That might be an open net altogether. Gababy takes the far corner shot. Nothing can be done about that. Oh, miscommunication to say the least from the Eagles, who lead to the Barracudas leading once again. It feels like they just can't get a grasp on their defense currently, or whatever it takes to keep that communication intact. And now, kickoff coming into the third volley here. We'll go in favor of the Drift. The pressure is still on. Enzo slow plays it. Nif will get the 50, and it will go in favor. Oh, Wild's pre-flip. Wasn't expecting the 50-50 to go out straight towards him. There's almost nothing Wilds could have done about this. A terrible 50-50 from Enzo, and it will just go straight to Wilds right in front of them.
Wilds
Nothing you can
stops.
do there. A 3-0 lead leading for the Barracudas.
Did you see Wild's car stop and you know that their face was just that of regret? It happens. It's okay. You can bring this one back, though. Like, right now, you're literally looking at a goal every minute and 10 seconds. It's doable for the Eagles. They can pull this back in their favor. Just hopefully no one's getting tilted. Accidents can definitely boom your mental a little bit. Does not look like it's done too much to theirs, though. Shot on goal, turned away by Enzo. Enzo has a drift, putting a lot of pressure on them, so they pass it to Wilds. Wilds passes it to Enzo. Enzo pops it up. It hits that backboard. Adrift is just all over the place. Snags the ball, passes it to Gababy. Gababy has no one in front of them. Goes in. That's goal number 4 for the Barracudas.
That's the second runaway goal that Gababy has been offered in this game alone, and we're right back to where we were before with a gigantic lead over the Eagles. Luckily, they have a little bit more time to turn it around, but it also gives the Barracudas a long time to extend that lead even further if you don't figure something else out. And right now, we're at 10 goals held scoreless for the Eagles.
I feel like when you have such a heavy lead early on, because we haven't even hit the second half of game number 3 here, it's kind of a double-edged sword, because as you said, it gives the opportunity for the other team to pull ahead even more. But if they start getting shut down, if the goals start getting scored for the Eagles like that, Wild's coming in clutch, finding goal number 1, that could be the mentality boost that they need. They just need 3 more to equalize us if they want to send us into overtime, or if they want to end it now and prevent that golden goal opportunity situation for themselves, they need to score 4. But because there's so much extra time, it's like, so you did it in half this game, we can do it in the back half. It's not that big of a deal. So 3 goals, they can do it.
Yeah, it's something to remember. It's just with Rocket League, everyone's on a balanced turf all the time. So if your enemies score 8 goals on you in 1 minute, well, you can do the same thing if all you've got is 1 minute left on the clock. I mean, it's probably not going to happen, but because that never happens, but it's definitely possible. But Wilds is leading the charge so far and shifting momentum in favor of the Eagles for the first time in a while. And Wilds, as I was saying, he's on the forefront. He's in the front line of this Eagles offense, trying to keep them in the game a little bit longer. It's still a miscommunication, though. I don't really know.
Overcommit?
Maybe, but also Enzo was in the way. He could have also had that shot. It just seems like they need to communicate a little bit more on what's the plan even.
Off the kickoff, Enzo got the better of the touch, can't turn around to get possession though. Ball hits the ceiling. Nano tries to get it away from Gababy. Gababy sends it down to the back third where the Eagles and Enzo player is waiting. Enzo pops it around 1, sends it to Nano. Nano pops it up. Nip elevates and whiffs the save. Baby Eagles now at 3, Barracudas at 4. 1 goal differential here. Plenty of time left. Will we see a buzzer beater? Who is going to find the extra goal that they need right now? Barracudas are looking for now basically 2 more goals to make sure they have the security goal in their pocket. Well, 1 more for security, but if the Eagles find another goal, then it's tied 0-0 with both teams having 4.
What an excellent shot from Nano. Probably should have been saved. It was a good shot altogether. Enzo looking for the solo play, does get it.
Ooh.
And just like that, the Eagles are back in this game. 2 minutes left on the clock. We're held at a 0-0 scoreline. Who thought that we'd be stuck at a 0-0 scoreline after the way last game went and the beginning of this game? Definitely the steadfast mentality out of the Eagles is keeping them in this one.
Maybe the disconnect from Nano was Nano deciding to go off Wi-Fi and onto Ethernet.
Oh, and a drift. We'll say, nuh-uh-uh. We're holding our lead, and we're going to keep you down until this series is done. The drift definitely being at the forefront of offense in these last 2 games for the Barracudas. We'll have to see if they need to get more players involved in order to keep the Barracudas ahead, or if they're still going to rely on these kind of passing, skirmishy plays from a drift. Pass up. Enzo is in the way, passes it off the sidewall. Nano is in the way to get there first, touches it downfield. Way off, however, so he's not able to do anything. Oh, but Nif completely tosses it. And now Nano will be able to follow up his own touch and find the back of the net here. Unable to get a touch here from Nano, or from Nif. Back at 5-5, 10 goals scored in 1 game. It's fair to say defense has kind of been thrown to the wind in this game in particular.
Enzo with possession, pushes the ball too far forward, so it's able to be snagged off the wall by Gababy. The Wilds tries to get a touch on it, whiffs it. Gababy with very little pressure as Nano actually jump over them and snag possession. Nif off the back wall, looks to dunk it down to a drift, who gets the back of their car just barely on it. Ball still in possession of the Eagles on the Barracuda side of the field. Finds a clear though, the cherry picker. Gababy goes for a shot, turned away by Enzo. Secondary from a drift, turned away by Wilds. Now rotating back Nif and Gababy, both ready to be defenders. Gababy elevates. A drift prevents the secondary shot by hitting the ball to the side. Enzo tries to send the ball to the side, but ends up going straight to a drift.
Baby reversing to get a little bit of control, passes it mid to Nif, who does get a touch, but it won't go in favor of them. Enzo takes the 50-50, will roll out to Nano, who gets a banger downfield. Baby getting threatened by Enzo. Nano looks for a touch off the sidewall, is unable to do anything else, so lose it. Nif will take the ball, passes to Baby, doesn't make contact. Pass out will go in favor of Blue now as Nano takes a shot. I don't think anyone's there. Oh, but he didn't even put it on. The backboard will save them one more time. Wilds taps above one. Taps above two, an opportunity here, but Baby will force it out.
Enzo goes for the shot off the crossbar, hits the crossbar again. Oh, that side post not being anyone's best friend unless you are the Barracudas right now. 15 seconds left on the clock. Both teams looking for an opportunity to find a buzzer beater, or we're going into overtime in match number 3 as we're tied in the series. Will someone pull in the lead here? Ball hits the ground basically now, and that is it. It's in the air. Will Nano choose to dunk it down? They will not. Adrift is going to pop it up. Defenders need to get into position. It hits the ground. It is overtime. Golden goal opportunity. Who's going to find it first?
And now both teams are going to be forced to play defense for a little bit at least. Because now they have no more opportunities for the comeback. This is the final moment, the golden goal situation, as it has been said, and Gababy is trying to lead their way into a victory over this game, but Wilds is determined to keep it out a little bit longer. Wilds just barely unable to get it past him, but leaves it for Enzo anyway, so he passes it out mid. Wilds now tries for off the wall, looking for a pass out mid to Nano. It will go to a drift, passes it back down. Can't follow immediately, takes his time, but bangs it back down. Throws it away for no good reason, frankly. Enzo gets a free touch on the ball here and is still blocked by a drift regardless.
Wilds off the wall, sends it to Enzo. Enzo dunks it down to Wilds. Wilds sends it to the wall. Adrift goes for the challenge, whiffs the possession. Gababy, though, snags it off the ground, goes for the shot on goal, hits the crossbar. They're going to take out Enzo to make that defense harder for the Eagles. Nano now off the wall, trying to play it around Adrift. Adrift pushes it forward past them to hit that back wall, allowing Gababy to send it to the mid. Wilds at the midfield, centers it up for Enzo. Enzo finds the back of the net. With that, Eagles walk away in game number 3 with a victory.
The Eagles, just wow. I mean, this game did not look like they were going to take anything out of it.
I absolutely love it.
A complete flip turnaround on the Eagles will allow them to turn that 10-goal held scoreline into an absolute victory for them. A 6-5, 11 goals scored in this game, and the shots were still in favor of the Eagles, with 2 players that are traditionally on a Vipers team that are a little bit more defensively minded. So it's interesting to see that change come around.
I guess when you're playing with Enzo, it just changes the mentality a little bit. I mean, you do tend to change how you play when you have a different teammate with you because you all have different play styles. You got to mesh well together. So I guess the adjustments were necessary, and it might have taken those first 2 games to fully find that rhythm that they needed. But right now, Eagles looking strong. We can't count the Barracudas out yet, though, because game number 2 was disgusting, and they absolutely dominated that one. This could just go back and forth constantly.
I know, and it feels like that oh-so-lonely back post is just waiting for them to take a grip on defense this series. Honestly, at this point, that last game, with how many goals were scored and how much pressure, I mean, both teams had so many shots. It feels like maybe that crossbar might have played more defense than some of the players altogether.
Once again, getting called out, everybody.
But it was really talented offense, but you got to wonder, as soon as one of them gets a grip on defense, it's just going to not go their way at all.
Yeah, really, you cannot just be an offensive team. Your defense needs to be strong. If both teams have really strong offense, the deciding factor is your defensive abilities. Who's rotating to the back post, who's making sure someone is there, who's not double committing on defense as well because you're too afraid to just have faith in your teammates. So we have a shot on goal. It's going to hit the crossbar. Wilds and Nano both took a shot apiece. One save from Nip. Third shot from Enzo is going to find the back of the net. Sailed past 2, if not all 3 members of the Barracudas here. I think Adrift elevates. Drift tries to go for the car challenge and double commit there from between the other 2 defenders, which was Nif and Gababy. Neither one find a touch.
I think they were slowed down ever so slightly. Nano looking for a bump on both the defenders for a moment there. And now he's continuing his pressure by trying to find a pass out, but doesn't make contact on the wall, so Adrift has a little bit of time. Wilds will get outplayed, however, so the ball is left for Gababy, who gets the touch pass. Enzo, an opportunity here, but Nano says no thank you. Takes it into the corner, over to Enzo, is cut off by Nif, who passes it off the wall back to himself. Gababy tries to extend it a little bit further, but doesn't get anything. Nano takes a banger downfield to no one. He just throws it away. Barracudas get control, pass it over to Adrift, who's leading the charge on offense a little bit longer. Looks for a play here, past Enzo, doesn't win the 50-50. Baby passes it down, Adrift in the way, slows it down for Nif, who takes the shot towards the backboard, unable to make the read, and now Nano has all the time in the world, only has to flick past one, doesn't make it happen.
Enzo slows down a little bit to try and fake out Baby. Shot on goal is going to hit that backboard. Secondary from Enzo. Gets it over the defender with the assist from Wilds. That's goal number 2 for the Eagles.
The offensive pressure still staying in the lane of the Eagles. It was a little bit back and forth towards the end of that last game, but they had full control considering that it was 4-0 at one point in that last game. So it's been an Eagles streak for a while now. Adrift. Oh, not getting the read off the wall. Baby taking a shot, past one, but Enzo is in the way. Oh, Adrift almost finds it anyway. Baby is unable to get it too. Nano barely hits it out. Oh my goodness, the stress there. Baby plays the 50-50. Enzo unable to beat. Nano passes up. Enzo can take a shot here. It's open. It's free.
The cherry pick.
Oh, he doesn't find the back of the net, and now they have to reset completely.
Right now, Eagles are in the lead by 2 in game number 4 here, but they are also in the series lead by 1. If they win this one, they put themselves on match point. Will they be able to do that? They've got 3 minutes and 15 seconds to maintain this lead. Enzo and Wilds pushing forward. Off the back wall, Wilds takes the shot, has a lot of pressure being put on them from Nif, so they aren't able to find the right angle. Drift's actually ends up doing a back pass, which allows Enzo to center it up for a teammate at the midfield. Drift pops it up for Baby. Baby whips the possession again in the air, so Drift is forced to push it again. It's going to hit the crossbar and Wilds here in the back corner. Nif takes the shot. Looks like Enzo will find the clear.
Nano up, passes it down, but there's no teammate in the way. Baby has some time, touches it out to Adrift, who gets it past. Maybe an opportunity here. Not able to do anything yet. Passes it off the wall. Wilds misses. Oh, Nif almost takes the shot. Nano is in the way. Wilds can move up now. Takes possession. Can't get past Adrift. Drift goes up the side. Baby takes it anyway. Nano passes out to the sidewall to no one. Enzo has to be able to read this. He doesn't get the read, so Adrift will be towards the backboard. Enzo and Wilds both up a double commit. No one in the back post quite yet. Enzo, barely beats out in the offensive end, and now is able to slow it down.
Defense for the Eagles has slowly started to crumble down a little bit. Their communication seems to is starting to back up. They need to make sure that they are listening to one another and working together and not hampering each other. Pushing forward, we have Wilds pass the ball to Nano. Nano takes a shot, turned away by Adrift before it even can be registered by the game. Adrift now, very little pressure. Enzo pushes forward, steals the ball away, has the opportunity to send it to a teammate, but Baby sends it to the wall instead. Now at the midfield, dunked down by Wilds towards the net. It's going to hit that backboard, and there's no follow-up in time. Nano goes for the reset off the back wall again. Wilds has rotated too far back. Enzo as well, so now they're forced to go back towards their own goal and into defensive positions.
Nif touches it down. Wilds gets the pass all the way downfield, almost goes the full distance. Enzo off the wall, does not beat Baby. Wilds takes it towards the backboard. Nano looking for the craziest play of his life, passes it back down. Wilds does have to circle all the way back around now. Nano's up again, beat by Nif, who only gets to touch out to Adrift. Adrift's trying to solo play, does get it past one, but Enzo is in the way to cut around. Baby looks for the touch towards his own corner. Waste boost for that. Adrift carries up. Oh no, he gets demoed. Nano passes it down, but there's no one to take the shot. And Nif puts it back towards the backboard, and Baby is finally able to find a way out.
Enzo pushing forward, has Nif put pressure on them on the ground, so Nif pitches with the awkward pinch, allows it to get to the back third of the Eagle side of the field, but Wilds reads it well, grabs it. Enzo takes out Baby. Wilds still with possession. Adrift is going to try and get a touch, but Enzo does instead. It's going to go against the back wall where Baby gets a great save from Enzo's shot. Now pushing forward, Baby has Adrift to pass to if needed, but pops it up over Wilds. That is goal number 1 for the Barracudas. Eagles still in the lead by 1. They're looking for 2 more goals for themselves to be sitting in a comfortable position. There's plenty of time left, though, for the Barracudas to close this gap completely or put themselves in the lead.
Barracudas only need a little bit more time to find the back of the net here. I'll have to see if they have any plans in store or if the Eagles are going to be able to hold strong just a little bit longer and put us in a match point situation. Enzo takes it off the wall. He just has to kill time and not give away possession. He's doing that. Takes a great flick. Oh, almost finds the back of the net there all on his own. He needs to quickly get back. All they need to do is make sure they play solid defense. A shot is wide, is blocked. And now Wild's up to stall a little bit longer, but does leave it. Enzo takes the bang downfield instead to no one. Could have been Disaster or Drift. Now has to take it off the wall. Enzo killing time, lets it fall.
Ground the ball, Enzo.
He doesn't ground the ball. He's determined to keep it up a little bit longer. He wants one more just for the memes, and he gets it. The hat trick for Enzo. He is determined to continue to play this game.
And with that, now the Eagles are at match point. Will the Barracudas be able to swing that pendulum in their favor? I don't know. Something changed for the Eagles. They are being very successful. 67% of shots on goal in their favor. Side control and boost management, pretty gosh darn equal nonetheless. If you had any advice for the Barracudas, what would that be?
I feel like you guys got to work together a little bit more. I feel like they got kind of used to the Adrift pop-off in the first couple games. But I feel like Adrift is the only one who's actually getting in their face and forcing them to do something a lot of the time on offense. I think they got to be a little bit more aggressive with their demos. They got to make sure that they're cutting off clears before they're even able to happen. Clears haven't been that threatening yet, but they will happen at some point. And every time you cut off one of those bad clears, you're basically playing a 3v2 at that point because someone just committed an entire tank of boost to that bad clear.
I completely understand. So that's Tacky's advice coming from the desk before we jump into this next game. But we do have some words of advice, particularly for everyone that is currently playing in this match. But hopefully the Barracudas will hear this a little bit more. And that's Doc's keys to the game in Rocket League, which are create mistakes, punish the overcommits, and play the walls better. Doc's keys to the game today are presented by Esports Tower. Score pro advice at esportstower.com, where you can improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. You'll get match with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. All right, guys, let's see if the Barracudas heard those keys to the game or if the Eagles heard them more. They are playing very strong, vastly different than game number 2. They are at match point, up by 2 in the series. Barracudas did win 1 game, so they are not completely down and out just yet. But as Tacky said, you cannot just fully count on Adrift to be the playmaker here.
Oh, but Baby will get in the way and find the first goal. Kind of a slow roller, but he does make it happen, so who cares? Nif, pass off the backboard, will go to Baby. He will outplay the double commit. Oh, goodness. That can't be allowed to happen. That is one way that the Barracudas have agency to get back into this game, is punishing the double commits. Both teams have had their moments, but I'd argue the Eagles have the most shining defensive moments of double commits so far.
It's a bit rough. I mean, in the Eagles' defense, though, the Barracudas were also heavily committing on that goal-scoring opportunity. All 3 of them were in what we would consider the virtual goal box there. So if a breakaway opportunity were to happen, that double commit is not going to be in your favor on the defense. So, yes, you are completely correct. They need to clean that up. They can't let the pressure of all 3 members being there be the reason why they're making those mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. Remember, in those stressful situations in Rocket League, keep calm and calm. You have to communicate with each other, otherwise you're going to panic, everyone's going to panic, nobody knows what anyone's doing. Baby, leaving it back, taking his time, leaves it for Nif, who is beat. Enzo takes the touchdown field, not a great one though.
Oh no!
Another double commit. Come on, Eagles. Come on, Eagles, use that Discord.
I blame the car change.
Yeah, honestly, maybe. Enzo takes it off the wall, looks for his own play here, unable to get it past Nano for some reason, who was challenging that, and Gababy. Drift takes it downfield, loses the 50-50 at the midline. Enzo takes it up, is beaten by Gababy. It'll stay in the orange end for a little bit longer, however. Wilds with a good touch. Nano can take a shot. Oh, a double commit again. It almost looked like his teammate was trying to save it. Definitely need to get those comms up. They're in the way of this Eagles victory.
They are fantastic players. They can make it happen. We have Nano taking the shot and being their own assist, I believe, on that one. We have Wild send the ball to Nano. Nano's going to pop it, going to send it straight into the goal. Yeah, so that was Wilds to Nano. The game said it was Nano to Nano. Interesting. But with that, we are now tied at 1 aside. It's complicated 0-0, 3 minutes and 28 seconds on the clock.
According to our Bacchus mod, luckily Wilds will get the points for the assist regardless, however. Thank goodness. And now Nif with the pass out. Adrift is beaten by Enzo. Enzo looking for the pass out mid. It will bounce down. That's a great opportunity. Wilds takes the shot. Not quite strong enough. Oh, Adrift misses. Enzo circles back around, takes a shot, but is blocked just barely. Adrift has some time here. Misses altogether. Nano gets the pass. Nif still in the corner. Beaten by Wilds, who gets the pass wide into the net. Oh, the baby hits it out, and no one there.
Gababy in the corner has 2 on them. Nano's going to push forward as Enzo has possession. Enzo tries to send it to the back wall, but can't get it high enough, so it actually is going to be touched by Nif first. Now at the midfield stripe, Adrift loses it, but with the help of Nif, it crosses it. Enzo now has a lot of pressure on them. Shot on goal from Gababy at the assist from Nif. That's goal number 2 for the Barracudas.
Enzo is barely unable to make the play here. Nif beats him on the 50-50, and no one else there to respond means Baby is able to find the back of the net. I like seeing the Barracudas get more involved in their own offensive pressure. It's good to see Adrift kind of work together with his team, and that was a great play from Baby to be in the way. He's gunning for his own hat trick now.
Barracudas aren't out of the woods yet. They're only up by 1. We have just under half of this game number 5 left. Can they maintain this lead? If the Eagles find one more, we are going to be tied. Hopefully, if you're rooting for the Barracudas, they maintain it or find a couple extra more goals. They've done it before. Can they do it again? Wilds takes a shot, tries to get it to Enzo, but Baby steals it. Demolition on a Nano from Baby makes this offensive push a little harder for the Eagles. Another demolition onto Wilds. Adrift gets the ball to the net, hits the crossbar, but the follow-up from Adrift, that is a shot and an assist from Adrift themselves. So that one is correct. That is now going to put the Barracudas in the lead by 2.
They have the security goal now, so now the Eagles have a lot more set ahead of them. I feel like finding one goal, it's not that difficult sometimes. The strain of the longer the game going on combined with just stray goals altogether could lead one goal, but 2, it's going to make these Barracudas feel a little bit safer. They're going to relax and play a little bit more in their element. And we'll have to see what the Eagles are capable of doing about it.
Enzo finds a great clear, but no. Nano, stop trying to steal the shots. Enzo does end up being the follow-up, but we'll see it here. Enzo's shot would have gone in, I think, without, would have hit the crossbar anyway.
I worried that he was trying to hit it down instead of pass to his teammate. Maybe he was still trying to do that, but he does, with proper communication, let his teammate know, hey, I'm hitting this in some element downward.
Now they're only down by 1. We have 95 seconds left on this clock. Eagles looking to secure a victory. Can they do it, though, is the question at the midfield. Enzo is going to have an awkward pinch with one of the Barracudas players, but the ball is still on the back third Barracuda side. Shot's going to be completely taken away before it can happen by Baby. Nano now in the corner. Goes for the challenge against Adrift. Adrift gets it around them. Wilds looks for an opportunity to dunk it down to Enzo. Enzo finds the clear, but immediately volleyed back by Baby. The challenge is going to have him Enzo off the back wall, but can't, so Nano comes in, bringing it across that midfield stripe.
Pass off the sidewall, will go mid, Adrift, taps it out, Wilds puts it into the corner. Definitely not the situation the Eagles want to be in. They want pressure right now. They want to start building up a play, find the back of the net, and push them into overtime. Enzo gets the tap out, maybe leaves it for a teammate. Yep, Wilds is there, passes it around 1. Pass the second defender, Nif barely misses. Pass out mid, no one is there. Don't give him the ball again. Yeah, there you go. Enzo hits it towards the back of the net. Nano in the way, takes the shot, is not quite there. Too slow, too wide. Wild, beaten by Adrift. Adrift now looking for a shot of his own. Takes it. Oh, it's barely not in. Bumps Nano, and nothing is able to come of either team's offensive pressure.
20 seconds left on the clock. Barracudas in the lead by 1. Eagles looking to find that equalizer to take us into overtime since there's not really enough left to find 2 goals. A great demo, not capitalized on. Nano goes for the backup, can't get the ball. Drift now pushing forward. 4 seconds left on this clock. This ball hits the ground, and that is it. Enzo saves the shot, but the ball is going to touch the ground. Barracudas win, and they are now at 2 in the series. Pretty equal on all 3 fronts here between shots, boost use, and side control. But honestly, I feel like what went wrong was Nano.
You think Nano specifically? In what way?
Nano was bumping into their teammates consistently, stopping goal-scoring opportunities in those situations by turning down momentum for their team. I mean, I understand wanting to be in the play, but you don't always need to. You need to let your teammates do what they do. And instead of trying to always be involved, just allow it to happen. It's okay to not have to be involved in every single play. I know it's difficult, but sometimes it's just how it needs to be. Yeah,
and I keep saying it, communication, communication, communication. I mean, I think the same kind of rang true for the Vipers game earlier. And it's hard to not single out Nano on this specifically because he was I kind of thought, you know, he's new to that roster on the Vipers. He's kind of the 3rd man there as far as I understood it. So maybe it's just him getting used to it. But at this point, like, you guys have to be working together a little bit more, and you have to be, Nano especially, you have to be calming what you're doing and listening to comms. And if all else fails, you at least have to look ahead of you and say, that's my teammate in front of me. I probably should not move up quite yet.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. So hopefully that gets cleaned up as we go into this next game, because now the Barracudas are very close to putting themselves at match point, which is not something that the Eagles want to have happen. Let's see what happens here. Eagles, if they win this one, that closes our series out. But if not, we're going to a game 7.
Enzo starts the game off with some pressure, gives it to Nif, who goes for the solo play here, gets past one, gets the bump on the second. Adrift can have a shot here, but is unable to get it. Nano with the 3rd card change in 3 games. Enzo unable to do anything with it. Nano bangs it downfield. Adrift with the shot of his own. Enzo will be in the way, however. Passes it back to no one. Gababy will tap it down. Wild is in the way, takes a shot. Could be in, no, just a little bit high. The 4th man is in the way. Nano takes his own shot, is unable to do anything. Nobody rotates back in time. So long, 3 shots were able to be taken with no one in net. What even happened here? Gababy got met. Wow, Adrift and Nif just spent so long in the enemy end. I don't think we saw Nif at all in that entire play. Definitely some overzealous attempts from Orange offense there.
That is where that whole, cherry picking as opposed to putting pressure on an offensive player can bite you in the heels. Not being there to just stop someone for taking a shot on the goal is really what came in to be the Achilles heel for the Barracudas on that last play. Let's hope they don't make that same mistake again. It didn't work out for them earlier. I don't think it'll work out again. Nano, though, takes absolutely fabulous shot here. We can see it in the replay. They're going to push forward. They dribble it past Adrift. They also have the opportunity to pass to a teammate, flick it up. It goes past both defenders. So even too elevated, there was a secondary follow-up if needed. Didn't happen, though. Fantastic job there from Nano. They have redeemed themselves, I feel like.
I mean, it's just 1 goal. Does it make up for everything else? But overall, it's the whole team working together a little bit better right now. You can see how much spaced out they are. You can see Nano and I believe it was Wilds communicating in a much more meaningful way on that play, how they pulled off to give Nano the space he needed to make the play. And now that we just have to see if they can keep that up, if they can keep the team play up and the communication going for this last 3 minutes and 40 seconds.
Wilds with possession, pops it up to send it to Enzo. Enzo's going to push it forward in the air. Gababy, though, grabs it off the wall. Nano comes in to maintain possession, sends it too far forward, allowing Nif to get a touch on it as well. Wilds comes in, it goes up. Looks like Adrift is going to go for the challenge, who dunks it down. Ends up with Enzo, though. Enzo has teammates, but takes too many touches, and Gababy steals it away for a few moments. Wild centers it up. Looks like Enzo can't quite get the angle right, so now Gababy gets to push forward freely. Enzo goes for the cutoff. Wild's demos Gababy. Adrift goes off that back wall, hits the crossbar. Secondary shot's going to get turned away by Enzo. Nano volleys the ball down. No one's there, though, so Gababy gets the first touch. Enzo goes for the challenge against Adrift.
Adrift pushes it towards the wall. Wild is looking to match, unable to get anything more though as Adrift passes it mid to Baby. Is blocked. Enzo can go for the play here. Pops it off the wall, hopefully to a teammate. No one is there, so Nif will beat. It'll drop down. Adrift shoots it towards the back of the net. Baby goes for the demo, forces Nano off enough to put the Barracudas into a 1-goal away situation. They're working their way back into this game, and if you're the Eagles, you have to keep this communication up. Make sure we're not leaving Nano all to himself like that and giving them this opportunity.
That was a difficult situation for Nano. Either they got pushed out or they were going to get demoed. They tried to elevate but couldn't quite get high enough. Eagles still in the lead, though. We have just a little bit over 2.5 minutes left here in our game number 6. Nano trying to put pressure here on Gababy. Gababy pops it up. Enzo goes over. Hits the top crossbar. Shot on goal from Adrift, and now we are tied 2 aside. 2 minutes, 24 seconds on the clock.
Enzo not quite able to do anything with that. It's a hard read, but just way too slow, so Adrift is all the time he needs to just find the back of the net. Someone has to get in the way. But now, 2-2. Don't have to stress too much yet. If you're the Barracudas, you might feel the stress a little bit more because you still have to finish out this game and find a win. You have no more free lives unlike the Eagles. But Wilds currently looking for the opportunity to just end this series now, but passes towards his own net. Has to rely on Enzo to make the final save. Adrift loses the 50-50 out, but Nif will be there to put the pressure on for a little bit longer. The shot is wide from Gababy, so Nano will get the follow. A demo from the back end. Nano better rush this. Takes the play, gets it past Nif, past one.
Oh, Nano
Enzo
has
is
no
in the way,
boost.
but Gababy is unable to do anything else, so he passes it back to Adrift, who passes it mid and is beaten. Wilds takes one more shot at it. Nano and Wilds both fighting for possession of the same play. A miscommunication. About 3 double commits from all 3 players in two plays together. And now the pressure is not converting in it.
Wilds gets a demo on a drift, but the shot has already been taken from across the map and just touched down by the nose of, I believe that was Wild's car over it. Not Wild's car. It was, I think that's, yeah, that's Baby here. No defenders there. Nothing could have been done to stop it at that point. And now, Eagles need to find 2 goals if they want to close out this series. They've got 94 seconds left to do it.
Threatening a Game 7, the Barracudas still want this series for themselves. Baby passes it down, unable to make contact from Nif, so he pushes it down to Enzo. Does make his own play. The Baby taps it out to the corner. Wilds has a little bit of time, does get to play past one. A good demo from Enzo will open up a hole. Wilds can keep playing it down. Has to slow down the play from Good Baby. Nano keeps the offense on a little bit longer. Almost gets a pass past another. Unable to do anything else, so a Drift will pass towards the wall. Drift looking for a play all on his own. Enzo will challenge, keeping it at the midfield line. Wild is up, so is Enzo. A miscommunication Nano isn't even involved in. Good Baby is there. Nano in the way. And just not able to do anything with the play quite yet. Wild just having to force it out in the corner and hope for the best.
Wild sends it to Enzo. Enzo pops the ball up to Nano. Nano goes for the redirect. There was a demo in the goal, but Baby made a save at the last possible second without a Drift being on the field. It was the only option left. Drift pops the ball up. It ricochets off the ceiling. 30 seconds left on the clock. Barracudas need to dig this ball out of their back third, lest the Eagles find the equalizer they need. They finally find the clear, but it goes straight to Enzo. Nif puts the pressure on them. Nano backs up to try and get this ball off the back wall. Not right in front of their own goal is where they want that ball to be. However, ball finally makes it to that midfield stripe. A Drift with no pressure gets thrown out of possession with Nano. 7 seconds left on the clock. This ball hits the ground. Barracudas walk away with a Game 6 victory and put themselves also at match point.
And Drift will tap it down. He's playing no games. He wants to go to Game 7. And wow, 69% total shots in favor of the Barracudas. And pretty even on side control overall, but the pressure is on the Eagles right now.
It really is. A Drift said, okay, I took a little bit of a lax break in the last game. Let me come back in strong yet again. Feels like the communication was very, very strong for the first half of that series for the Eagles, but then towards the end, it just started to fall apart. I don't know what happened. They need to make sure they keep those comms open, their heads level, and stay positive and relaxed. Now, nobody has any extra lives. We are at 3-3, both at match point. This is game number 7. This is for all the marbles.
Yes.
They need to facilitate each other rather than, you know, being the issue on the field.
I mean, this is the second time today we've gone to an for all the marble situation. So it's getting a little bit scary out here. But yeah, I totally have to agree. The communication, dare I say, it felt like Nana was in even less of the double commits than the time before. It feels like a team issue as a whole. That just communication is not there. Whether that means they're not looking ahead enough, or they're not listening to comms, or they're not calming at all. Something needs to change, and at this point, they don't have any more time to make that change. You win this game, or the Barracudas run home with all of your marbles.
And they pull it back from a 3-1 deficit in this series. Reverse sweeps can boom your mental. I understand that you saw it starting to happen, and now it could possibly be the full story that's written. This is your only opportunity to stop it. You've got 4.5 minutes to do so. Let's see what happens. But right now, a Drift and Baby being the playmakers and facilitators find goal number 1 for the Barracudas.
Enzo misses it, and no one's back. You could have just rolled the ball in the net. Nobody would have been in the way. And the lead will go in favor of the Barracudas.
It's just 1 goal, though, and we still have over 4 minutes left on the clock. Wilds gets a great opportunity to push the ball forward off that back wall. Enzo goes for the secondary to keep this one alive, to set it up off that back wall as well. Nano tries to get in, but takes too long to push forward, so Nif finds a clear. It's volleyed back by Wilds. Wilds again preventing it from crossing that midfield stripe. Baby snags it away off the ground. Pushing forward, has to get it around Nano. Nano dunks it down. Baby comes right back. Passes it to Nif, who pops it up, looking to give it to a Drift, but Wilds will elevate instead.
Wilds looking for a solo play, is unable to break past. Nano has to play a little bit of defense. Keeps it in the midfield for a little bit longer. Passes to Enzo. Good communication there. Nif looking to keep the play alive. Nano pops it away. Drift takes the big bang downfield, so Wilds will have to slow play it at the midfield again. Nobody able to quite get control of the play. It feels like a lot of throwing the ball away right now in the air, but can't really control it that easily in the air anyway. And oh, what is happening? We're on the Eagles end of the field. Plenty of time to rotate back, and still no one is even within eyesight of the net. Oh, a demo? combined with something that happened in the corner that I cannot see. A drift will punish in the back of the net will go in favor of the Barracudas. Wow, that is not the way you wanted to start for the Eagles. But, you know, they came back on a game that they were down 4 in like the first minute. So they have plenty of time to turn this around, but the changes need to start coming out. They don't need to be made now. They need to start showing and reaping the results of those changes.
Ball is still here on the back third of the Eagles side of the field. Now it's going to get taken out by Gababy. Ball across the midfield stripe. Now on the back third here on Barracuda's side. Gababy finds the clear. There's no one there. Nano racing back. It hits the crossbar, thankfully for the Eagles. It's their saving grace for a couple extra seconds. Wilds whips their first touch. Nano takes out a drift to open the field up for just a little bit here for the Eagles. Not enough, though. These connecting passes just aren't happening. They aren't looking for these opportunities to do the give and the go to one another. Instead, it seems like they're just trying to push this ball out of their own side of the field. Wilds pushes the ball, intends for it to go to Nano, but Nano, yet again, taking too long to look for that possession, allowing it to get stolen away.
Drift is up, going for the solo play. Flip reset at the midfield, doesn't go anywhere. Nano tries to take a shot off of it. Still slow playing in the corner, not sure why. Okay, he communicated, he left it for Wild. Couldn't quite see Wilds for a second there. Drift bangs it downfield. Baby is up, takes the shot, will probably be saved, or Drift will knock it out himself. Trying to keep possession a little longer. Nano past one, not past the Drift, however, will keep pressure just a little bit longer. Takes it towards the net. Wilds forces 50-50, and we're playing in the same corner as we have been for the last 15 seconds. Wilds has to get past Baby, still unable to. Still in that same corner, edging our way to midfield ever so slowly. A snail's pace to get out of their end, and they're still unable to do it. Barracudas keep side control for just a little bit longer, and now Enzo finally finds a way out to find past that midfield line.
Eagles have roughly 45 seconds to find 1 goal per 45. Let's see if they can do that, or if they're going to have to make it even harder on themselves. Ball at the midfield. Gababy is going to send it back towards their own wall to try and find a reset opportunity. Nief pushes the ball forward as Gababy takes out Enzo. Ball in the corner. Wilds goes for the challenge to send it to the wall. It is going to be taken away by a drift at the center of the field. Nief takes a shot, pushing it down. Nano tried to be there for the save, but couldn't quite find it. Now up by 3. This looks like it might be the Barracudas' game, but they cannot count out the Eagles just yet. You can score 3 goals in 45 seconds. It's not impossible. We even have 1:18 on the clock. That's enough time, but the Eagles need to start pulling every stop out now.
We need to see that Eagles pop off that we saw in the games before, but this time they don't have any more time. Oh, Nano starting it off might be the spark that they need to ignite the rest of this game. Wilds with a pass off of a drift. Will actually go in favor of Nano, not prepared for that touch. No one back post, you'll notice. 2 people playing front post for the Barracudas. Easily punished if you're in the right place.
Off the kickoff, Gababy wins it out. We are now crossing down into that 1-minute territory. A goal every 30 seconds just to equalize this out is what the Eagles are seeking right now. Barracudas are sitting comfortably up by 2. A buzzer beater will not be the end of them. They will maintain that lead, but the ball's on the back third. All here for the Barracudas. Wilds takes the shot. It's going to be too far. Nano's rotating back to be in the defensive position, but Wilds putting pressure on the defender. So now is the opportunity to take a shot. Wilds has to rotate forward instead. Too long and too slow from their teammates.
Wilds trying to be in the way. Enzo's also in the way. 2 people in the corner, no one back post. And at this point, I mean, you need a goal every 10 seconds, not counting the extra 2 you get just for doing the kickoff. I don't know. I don't think it's doable. Defensive breakdown, to say the least. 2 people front post and no one back. It feels like the name of today already is communication, and how it is both cause teams to pop off and completely fall short.
I mean, Enzo just found another goal. They're down by 2, but 18 seconds to find 2. That's 1 every 9. That's hard. That's a real hard task to surmount. I mean, if they can find 1 before we hit within like that 5-second territory and then just keep the ball alive and possibly find another, it's doable. They've got 26 seconds to find 2. Not really positive if it's doable.
I'm going to say not incredibly possible in all my time playing Rocket League, but I have seen crazier. Enzo determines to find that goal, but he can't waste any more time in the air. He can't slow play this. Doesn't matter how cool the goal is at that point, it needs to go into the back of the net. And as the clock winds down, you will see the Barracudas run away with their victory, pulling them ahead. The Eagles utterly squandering their winning opportunity in the last game by simply not communicating. Adrift takes his second hat trick of the night, and that will be game.
I mean, it wasn't just an easy victory for the Barracudas. It was a reverse sweep victory. So nicely done, Barracudas. Congratulations. It's been a while since we've been able to see you guys play, and you walk away with this scrimmage match victory. As I mentioned, these are just scrims leading into our July showdown that'll be happening next month. So look forward to that for sure. And congratulations. Both of you teams fought very hard, but you got to keep those communications open. I think both Taki and I agree, between comms and defense, those were the Achilles heels of the teams today.
Yeah, I have to agree. The teams that popped off were the teams that were communicating, and the teams that were having issues were the teams that were on each other the whole game.
So, Barracudas, your communications cleaned up, because game number 1 was rough. Game number 3 was rough. Don't really know what happened between those, but you pulled it back. You brought it in your favor, and if you want to increase your chances of success, you really need to increase your teaming skills. Going at it alone can only get you so far. We definitely saw that come out strong for the Barracudas as a whole. Esports Tower really takes the time to create teams of well-matched teammates, and I'd like to give a shout out to Coach Jake. And if you are watching and haven't checked out Esports Tower Clubs, you definitely should. It's the fast track to help you rank up. So, any final thoughts overall on the games today?
Talk to each other.
Talk to each other.
That's my final thought. I feel like the Rocket League games were really intense, both with the Game 7s. It was really stressful to watch and exciting in a lot of elements, but I don't think collectively it was the cleanest Rocket League we've seen from Esports Tower today.
That's fair. I agree with that. Now, the ever so important ICC player of the game.
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You go first.
I think my 2 highlight players of today were Cats and Adrift. If I had to put my money on anyone, though, after that last series, I'd have to say probably Adrift. We got to see more of him, and I feel like he really popped off in that last end.
All right, in reverse order, mine are going to be Nano, Cats, and Adrift, with Adrift being my top one as well. But ultimately, we only give suggestions. It is really up to our production team to decide. So don't hate us if we're wrong, and don't hate us if we're right, because it's not you. It's not our decision.
And walking into it, our player of the game looks like it might be Nano. It is Adrift, and that is an amazing picture of him. He scored 2 hat tricks in that last series. That, despite it being a game that went all the way to game 7, he did find a way to score 6 goals between 2 games, and that was pretty impressive overall. Can't blame him at all. Obviously, he was my pick, and I think he's your pick too, right, Artie?
Yes, he was my pick, so congratulations, Adrift. The ICCU Player of the Game is brought to you by the Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes a team more successful, just like Idaho Central's helping members achieve financial success. Adrift is the Idaho Central Credit Union Player of the Game. All right, so as I mentioned earlier, these games weren't for a bracket stage. They weren't setting us up to a grand championship. These are scrims, kind of just showcase what teams, what players we'll be seeing in July. Before we move into July, though, what words of advice do you have for these players?
I think, honestly, between what I have to say consistently and what I have to say today is just make sure that you're focused on clean Rocket League.
All right.
Make sure we're practicing our comms and our defense.
For me, it is definitely focused on those comms. That is something that is extremely, extremely important. You can do so much by just making sure your communications are kept open, even if you're not in the play, just helping one another out and ensuring that everyone has the information that they need to be as successful as possible. With that being said, I would like to give a quick congratulations to all of the teams on a fantastic summer showcase here for Rocket League. The Summer Invitational looks like it's going to be incredibly close competition, especially because both these games went to best of 7s. Make sure to join us next week on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for week 2 of our Summer Rocket League Rumble. And we're going to close out today with our top 5 plays of the game presented by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your critical thinking skills into real time with more than 10 jobs, offering $20,000 in bonuses and your degree of choice paid for. The Idaho Army National Guard is the best team out there. And from all of us here at Boise State Esports, stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe, and have a wonderful evening.
What an excellent shot from Nano. Probably should have been saved. It was a good shot altogether. Enzo looking for the solo play, does get it. And just like that, the Eagles are back in this game. 2 minutes left on the clock. We're held at a 0-0 scoreline. Who thought that we'd be stuck at a 0-0 scoreline after the way last game went and the beginning of this game?
They can score a goal.
Yeah, with the game going as kind of evenly as they have been between these two teams, even in the past, it's going to be hard to have these kind of explosive comebacks that are necessary to turning this game around. Pats will get a touch off the wall. Potato can pass it to Nano, who passes to Baby. The triple pass all the way downfield, and that is good communication.
Angle, Rake looking to stop the clear from Potato, has Cat stop it instead. Off the midfield stripe wall, it does get shot to the back third, immediately volleyed to the other side of the field. Potato, again, just another awkward clear, nothing really being done with a purpose. Ball still here on the Viper side of the field. Defender gets taken out, Nano dunks the ball in the net.
Enzo killing time, lets it fall.
Ground the ball, Enzo!
He doesn't ground the ball. He's determined to keep it up a little bit longer. He wants one more just for the memes, and he gets it. The hat trick for Enzo. He is determined to continue to play this game.
And with that, now the Eagles are at match point. Will the Barracudas be able to swing that pendulum in their favor?
They want to attack the ball and give him too much time. Nano now looking for an equalizer here, but Cats will say no thank you. A huge banger all the way downfield. That is one of the, holy moly, that has got to be the longest backboard power shot I have ever seen.
That's what we call a sharpshooter.